hopeless sinner who has hurt all mankind just to save his own belief. One love. What about a one love? What about a let's get together and feel alright. As it was in the beginning, one love. So shall it be in the end. One heart. Alright. Thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. One more thing. Let's get together to fight this holy Armageddon. One love. So when the man comes, there will be no doom. One song. Have pity on those whose chances grow thin. There ain't no hiding place from the Father of creation. Yeah. One love. What about the one? One love. What about the let's get together and feel alright? I'm playing to mankind. One love. One heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. So let's gonna get together and feel alright.
Everyone is crying out for peace, yes. None is crying out for justice. Everyone is crying out for peace, yes. None is crying out for justice. I don't want no peace. I need equal rights and justice. I need equal rights and justice. I need equal rights and justice. Got to get it. Equal rights and justice. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. Followers of Jesus, everybody wants to go up to heaven, but none of them want to die. I don't want no peace. I might need equal rights and justice. I got to get it. Equal rights and justice. I really need it. Equal rights and justice. Just give me my share. Equal rights and justice. What is due to Caesar? You better give it on to Caesar. Hey, hey, hey. And what belongs to I and I? You better give it up to I. 'Cause I don't want no peace. I need equal rights and justice. I need equal rights and justice. I got to get it. Equal rights and justice. I'm fighting for it. Equal rights. Tell me how far is it from the bottom? Nobody knows, but everybody fighting to reach the top. How far is it from the bottom? I don't want no peace. I want equal rights and justice. I need equal rights and justice. I've got to get equal rights and justice. I really need it. Equal rights and justice. Everyone is talking about crime. Tell me who are the criminals? I said everybody's talking about crime. Tell me who are the criminals? I really don't see them. I don't want no peace. I need equal rights and justice. We got to get equal rights and justice. And there'll be no crime. Equal rights and justice. There'll be no criminals. Equal rights and justice. Everyone is fighting for equal rights and justice. Palestinians fighting for equal rights and justice. Down in Angola, equal rights and justice. Down in Botswana, equal rights and justice. Down in Zimbabwe, equal rights and justice. Down in Rhodesia, equal rights and justice. Right here in Jamaica, equal rights.
Time getting harder, still we striving for better. And we not gonna stop till the battle is won and we get justice. Cause if you lose your stand, anyone will try to push you over and over. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Don't be discouraged by the pitfalls and their worries. They endure for one night, but joy cometh in the morning. And if you lose your soul, there's nothing to gain. It will be over. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Now go bow cause the color of my skin. Now go cheat because me want to win. Now see the crown and still no know the king. Now see blessing and no know blessing. Cause if you lose your stand, there comes someone to push you over. Over and over. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. I'm getting older, still we striving for better. And we're not gonna stop till the battle is won and we get justice. Cause if you lose control, they'll send someone to run you over. Over and over. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win. I'm getting older, still we striving for better. And we not gonna stop till the battle is won and we get justice. Cause if you lose your stand, anyone will try to push you over. Over and over. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Don't be discouraged by the pitfalls and their worries. They endure for one night, but joy cometh in the morning. And if you lose your soul, there's nothing to gain. It will be over. Over. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Now go out cause the color of my skin. Now go cheat because me want to win. Now see the crown and still no know the king. Now see blessing and no know blessing. Cause if you lose your stand, there comes someone to push you over. Over and over. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. I'm getting older, still we striving for better. And we're not gonna stop till the battle is won and we get justice. Cause if you
someone to run you over, over and over. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win.
I was born strong. I was made for this. See, I met so many hard times when I thought I couldn't make it. See, I've had my trials when my pillows dried my eyes. Then the morning came and my wings took flight. I rise, See, I'm hurting but not broken. Down but I won't die. I rise, Soon I will reach the sky and still I rise. Some say it's a mystery how I still believe that in spite of all I've been through, I could still push the wheel. See, I have a power they can't see with their eyes. It's a little thing called faith that makes broken wings fly. I rise, No, I'm hurting but not broken. Down but I won't die. I rise, Soon I will reach the sky and still I rise. Who can understand when just an ordinary man defies the odds and still fights on to win? I can take it. I can make it. I rise. See, I'm hurting but not broken. Down but I won't die. I rise. Soon I will reach the sky and still I rise. See, I'm hurting but not broken. Down but I won't die. I rise. Soon I will reach the sky and still I rise. Them can't take my soul, you know. So you beat them, so you mistreat them, so you lock them down and you think that you've won, but them a whole a meditation out in a iration. Them a follow Rastafari and I live upright. So tell me where you are gonna do now. Tell me what you gonna do now. Tell me what you gonna do now. all your roots. Hey, them can't water down and dilute. Them can't hide the truth from the youth. You can steal the fruit, not the roots. 'Cause the youth are all them roots. Water down and
Here is a story told to the children of Africa.
We love the children of Africa, teaching the children. Oh, da, 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 da. La, da, da, da. Oi, black eye, black hair, black skin, black queen, stand majestic with the black king. Today I'll sing you a black song you need.
Thursday, and we are welcoming you to our free-flowing experience right here at the Ligani Club. Pastor Percival, good morning to you. Stop watching the producer.
Good morning.
Distract
Good
you.
morning to you.
Good
Mr.
morning, Lowell. Please stop distracting my co-host. Back in the studio, good morning to you, Lloydie. And those of you who are online, good morning. Well, we're here at the Ligani Club. It's a kind of a cool gray morning.
It's cold, but it's cold. It is cold.
Well, you see, I am dressed for the weather,
No,
so
it
it just
is
feels
cold.
cool to
No,
me.
man, it
you
is
in your
cold.
shirt sleeves
No,
or
it
lack
is-
of, you must be cold.
No, man, it is cold.
Yes.
Remember, so there's
Finally,
a cold
Jamaica
front.
cold.
There's a cold
If
front.
Earl Brown is listening to us at this time, he must be thinking he must be thinking we're out of our minds.
To say that,
That it's cold. We're sitting outdoors. You can see the sun is just beginning to paint some colors on the horizon. But good morning to you. It's also nomination day.
yes, it is
So-
nomination day. So there are 228 persons on either side who are going to be nominated today. And there's an independent running for mayor in Portmore. And then there were a lot of other independent, some persons who were a part of the PNP or the JLP who were not reselected to run. So
They're going as independent.
they're running as independent.
So we have what, 228
Times two.
divisions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. So really, of a fact, people should understand that the local government elections is bigger than the general election. It's just one of those awful situations where the tail very frequently wags the dog. This is the dog. In this show, this is where it's happening. By the time you get to the general elections for MPs, members of parliament to be voted in, if you have done a good job with your local government, that's just
Sure.
an afterthought. Yes.
But you know what? Yeah, amazingly, it has worked the opposite in terms of
Yeah, the tail wag the dog.
Yeah,
What about the tail wagging the dog that
the
missed
dog,
you?
the dog wagging the tail.
Yeah, this is the big one. It's never to be mistaken. But yeah, you're right.
It's costing us $1.7 billion to run. I know there's an argument that is out there that we should just have both of them at the same time. So if you have fixed election dates,
Yes. Yeah.
and local government is
Yeah.
every 3 years, then it should happen. But it's an interesting time. You know, one of the things that I've
But it's one of
observed,
the things you would look at, you know, in a properly done reform program. You would look to see what advantages are to be gained by tracking the two on the same calendar. One is less stress for the country,
tell us about that.
and it costs less, although this is not one of those things that you scrimp on and there is no price. That's too much. to organize the selection of your leaders in the best possible way.
That's true.
This is not where we cut corners and go cheap. This is where you put your best foot forward and give citizens the opportunity to participate in the democracy. This is where you really build the democracy. The whole process, the debates, the selection of candidates, the support that you give them, the airtime that you make available to them. Truth of the matter is, even there should be a budget, a taxpayer-funded budget to give exposure to candidates so that citizens can have the best opportunity to evaluate who's coming up, who's putting themselves up. It shouldn't be just left to what a political party can afford, or what a candidate can
who have the
fund,
more money.
who have more money. That's not democracy. Never about who have more money. It really is to get the buy-in and the involvement of the people. It's all about the demos.
The demos, I like
Yes,
that. That's
that
why I
is
said
the word
Democrat.
democracy.
Yes.
Yeah, it comes from demos.
I'm talking
meaning the
about
people.
words.
I know, I would wake that up in you. All
Talking
right,
about
wordsmith.
words. Yesterday, I don't know who. I think the probability is that a boy would have won the spelling bee yesterday. Because I was looking at the field and there were like 14, and there were about 10 boys
Beautiful.
who were spelling bee
Yes,
champions. Because I
yes,
was looking
yes,
at the
yes.
picture.
So who won?
I don't know. I just know the word. That
You don't know who spelled it.
No, I don't know who spelled that word. But as you talk about that, that's a notable trend. I picked it up last year because I think
The boys are reading and spelling, because reading goes right hand in hand with spelling.
right. So
Don't even bother look at spelling bee if you're not prepared to read.
yeah, but it is that's an interesting thing that's happening. And one of the things I also
Girls doing math and boys doing spelling.
I'm not,
Is that
even,
what's
I'm not even
interesting?
thinking about that. But what I found fascinating, when you looked at the schools that were producing these champions, you see these academies and these
The private institutions.
the private institutions,
The lesser known
yeah.
horses.
And I found that fascinating. But the word, I
Yes.
mentioned it. You can say that word for me again.
Malafide.
Malafide.
It's nothing to do with Miss Malahoo Fort.
No, jeez. Malafide.
Mala.
Malafide.
Yeah, bad faith.
Something
Yeah.
done in bad
Fidelity.
faith.
Fidelity. Malevolent.
Okay, I know
Yes.
the mal part, and then you have bona fide.
And then I told you the opposite.
So
Bona fide.
bona.
In good faith.
Oh, so when you say somebody bona fide,
You mean them are the real, genuine article.
okay, isn't it interesting?
True. They're true.
So today's
Fidelity.
the 8th day of February,
So it is, my brother.
and we know the number 8 speaks to new beginnings. And yesterday I jokingly said to you off air, I'm wondering if when they were doing their calculations as to what day the nomination day and so on, if because they were dilly-dallying for such a long time, they probably played into
They box themselves into some inevitable
Right.
consequences.
and I'm wondering if the gods are laughing.
Well, let me tell you, two things. And you know, Percy, and it's not coincidental. Nomination day is a number 8 day.
Yes.
Guess what is the other number 8 day? Election.
Day 2 plus 2.
6 plus 2
is 8.
Yeah. So they've chosen 2 number 8 days for the elections. Now, one of the beautiful things about this, I don't want to call it numerology, although it is numerology, but in the Hebrew language, and that's where we're coming from.
Yes.
We're not coming from numerology in the New Age kind of, what is it now, non-Christian ideology sense. We're looking at it, the Hebrew language is comprised of words, and it's a pictographic language.
Right, that's
in
true.
which each word has a weight in number. If you
Right.
say weight, it means there's a number associated with it. I don't fully understand it. I listen to those who are scholars in the area, interpreting a word by analyzing both the pictograph that goes with it and the number, the weight that it carries. So you don't know the meaning of a word until you've looked at it in terms of its the value that it has, its numeric value, thank you, producer, and the pictograph. So I remember when I was looking at the word hate.
Gematria, that's what they call it. Gematria.
The
Hebrew.
You found it.
Yes.
Yes, Hebrew mysticism. So words have weight and they have meanings that come from the natural. So like I know that the number 1 is the weight of God, always. That is, God is always el numero uno. The 3 in 1 comes to 1.
That's right.
Even a triangle, you see it. 1. And then we know the other numbers associated with the creation process. The very good day is number 7.
Good.
The pinnacle
Yes.
of his performance as the creator. Number 5, the number of grace.
Right. So all the numbers.
Number 6, the number of man.
Right.
That's why it's 666.
Yes. Yes.
The number of man. It's a man. If you see that, you know.
So it is interesting. I wonder if they understood what was happening.
So this number 8 featuring now in the selection of dates for nomination and elections signifies new beginnings. Now, is a new beginning, even if it's the same party get voted in,
New beginning.
is a new beginning where they have to come to grips with the realities of what's required for this season. And if another side is voted in, is a new beginning. So it don't really matter who wins, it's going to be a new beginning. But I had a vision this morning. It just like surprised me. And I wasn't thinking about the number 8. I saw someone known to me. I don't know her political affiliation at all, but I saw her dressed in a green shirt and like track bottoms, like a white track bottom. And she was marching in front of a troop of people, and you could tell that she was rallying the troops. She's actually a physical education teacher.
Okay.
So she's rallying the troops. And as I watched her doing her thing, I got the revelation that the results of this elections will be surprising.
Okay.
That was it, surprising. And I kind of jumped and said to Lowell, I said, you know, but then I reflected and I said, but the truth is going to be surprising either way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If a new team is voted in, the other side going to be surprised.
The old team stays.
If the old team stays,
it's gonna be a surprise.
the opposition going to be surprised because they are reading the winds of change, and there are some powerful winds of change blowing through this island. What it will change is anybody's guess at the moment, but do not be comfortable. Whatever situation you're in, don't get comfortable. Don't measure the room and buy curtains and choose paint, color, and wall fixtures. Do not be comfortable anywhere you are. It's not a time for any Jamaican to sit easy and say, you know, this day I will go into this or that city and buy and sell and relax myself.
We must say, no, God willing.
Yeah, because God is demanding something of us in this season. 7 o'clock?
7:01
Wow.
actually.
7:01. We'll take our break and be right back because we have so much more to say.
You're simply the best, better than all the rest.
FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
The following is a radio drama brought to you by the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA.
Annie? Wow! I have not seen you in ages.
Oh my gosh. Yes, it's certainly been a long time, eh? I haven't seen you since we finished university?
I think so. I think the last time I saw you was when you had just started working at that place with Child Development Agency or something like that.
Yes, it is now the Child Protection and Family Services Agency.
Sorry. It's like God let me run into you today because I need some help with my daughter, Candy.
Really? How old is she now?
She's 12, man, and of late, it's like she's a whole new person. I don't know what to do with her. She get lazy. She stopped doing her school work. She looking into space all the time. And it's like, me and her father, we can't talk to her. The least little thing, she lashes out at us. And I'm feeling so frustrated.
That's definitely not normal behavior at all, you know. Have you spoken to her teacher at school to find out if she's also noticing these changes?
Yes, I went by her school and spoke with the guidance counselor. She's going to try and assist us to get some counseling for Candy.
Yes, because what you just described to me could be signs of something going wrong mentally. Worst case scenario, her mental health and well-being might be deteriorating.
No, Annie, what? Mental health? Deteriorating? But how can that be possible? And we try our best to give her everything. No, man, it cannot be that.
Susan, the pandemic has impacted our children more than we could ever imagine. With the shift from in-person classes to online learning, many children lost their safe space among their peers. Some of them, parents lost their jobs and the home situation changed. We've had to be dealing with even more cases at the office than usual.
Seriously? Candy is definitely going through something and I don't know what it is.
Remember, the school has promised to help, but you can take her to a specialist like a psychologist or a psychiatrist who can provide professional help.
Really? I didn't know children could just go to those doctors like that. But then again, I don't know if there is a need for that. Whatever she's going through will eventually go away, don't it?
No, Susan. Mental health is no joke. These little things can grow into monsters if you don't get the help at the right time. At CPFSA, we're seeing an increase in the number of children in state care whose mental health and well-being have been impacted. To help address this issue, we've recently expanded our mental health services with a mobile unit through a partnership that we have with the Transformation Implementation Unit. This allows us to access state-of-the-art psychological tools to screen children and identify the best course of action to get them help. It's hard to hear that Candy is having these challenges, though, and you really should go get some help for her.
You know what, Annie? Yes, I really should. I had no idea this issue impacted so many of our young people. And I am beyond grateful for the advice you have given me today. I have to talk to her father, though, about it right away. We will do anything to help our Candy.
Susan, you know I'm here to help in any way I can to ensure that Candy gets the help she needs. Come, let me give you my number, and you call me anytime to talk it through, okay?
Thank you so much, Annie.
That was brought to you by the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, protecting children, empowering families, securing the future.
A stable family is the best environment for every child. At the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, we have made caring for our nation's children easier by making better use of information and communication technology in our processes. This includes integrating the National Children's Register's processes into our case management system. As a result, staff can efficiently access case files and process cases promptly and seamlessly. We will also be equipping nurseries with sensory equipment to support the growth of children with special needs. The CPFSA, protecting children, empowering families, securing the future. Visit childprotection.gov.jm to learn more. This ICT expansion project is being implemented in collaboration with the Transformation Implementation Unit.
A production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
Where are you going?
But see ya, I have business done by JPS and I need Stephen to take me. I'm going to see what I owe and pay.
You don't have to leave the yard, Pops. Just call 888-225-5577.
You mean to tell me, say, me not have to wait in line anymore?
We have recognized the number that you are calling from as being attached to account number 301842.
What ya? How them get me new number? How them know it's me?
Grandpa, I registered your account. So when you call from this phone, JPS already knows you and then just give you the information.
Look where me live, Fissy. Thank God for you young people.
Hi, I'm Roy Tenney Miller, and I invite you to join me on the return of Inside the Soil every Monday morning between the hours of 10 a.m. and 12 noon. Join the conversation as I take a look into the agriculture sector and ask the questions which you want to hear answers to. That's Inside the Soil with Roy Tenney Miller for news, views, and interviews on the agricultural sector here on Best 100 FM radio every Monday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Tune in and talk to me.
If you not get it, you will lose. Make your food be your medicine, your food. Blend up your carrot with the lettuce in a juice. No afraid to mix the vegetable with the fruits.
Best 100 FM brings you youth resilience and empowerment with Royton McLaren each and every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. till 7:30 p.m. A program that can enhance the family, stabilizing youth's behavior and be empowering. So tune in to Best 100 FM each and every Tuesday night where negative behaviors and attitude can be changed.
Half a tree. 100, 200. Ready, mama? Ready. Is this the confusion you feel when trying to work your way through medical systems in Jamaica? Try a dose of Ask Dr. Mary every Thursday at 5 to 6 p.m. Let Dr. Mary help you understand your medical problems and bring you to a calmer place.
Do you remember, Jolo?
Yeah, man.
Well, guess what? I allow it 4 to 6
What?
every Friday.
Boom shot.
And Best 100 FM.
Boom shot.
You ready?
Yeah, man.
You ready?
Yeah, man.
Well, I eat that.
I love it. Which part
Tune
today?
in. Tune in, beloved people. We're there on it. Bless you.
Best FM. Go.
Vejan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vejan Printers, your best choice in printing.
Live, camera, volume. Live It Up Fridays on Best 100 FM. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with I, Ibi Lion, each and every Friday. Giving you the better vibes, heard everywhere.
Goodness mercy, it's me again, Lord, your restorer, your game changer. Join me every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and Best FM 100. It's Apostle Clive Campbell, a.k.a. the Khaki Suit Man, coming to you from 8 to 12 Orange Street, also Richmond District, Mandeville. Embrace the change. For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2 1/4 Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
Believe me, it's so easy. I want to drink.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning. Welcome again. Ooh, it's getting warm here now. The sun is out and it's golden and beautiful. I think maybe we could plug out the lights.
It was keeping us warm. It was lighting up the place for us.
Yes, because when we got here this morning, it was dark. So, good morning again. You are listening to the Morning Connection on Bess 100 FM. We are outdoors. We're not in studio this morning, so that's always a source of great excitement for me. I am still like a kid when I get to be outside. It was really cold. I'll be honest with you. If you're watching us online, you will see that yours truly has on a very warm sweater with a hoodie.
They never tell you that you must wear hoodies.
Ladies don't wear hoodies.
It caused a gentleman to lose his life. You remember that case?
Yes, I wear it in honor of the young man
that
who,
was killed.
yeah.
Oh,
but
wow.
my hoodie, I guess, look more like the KKK. If I were to put it on, it's quite elaborate. Anyway, it's kind of on the cold side in Jamaica. Nowhere near what our friends in Canada are surviving. It is a foggy 0 degrees Celsius, going up to 6. I just love how hopeful Earl is.
Oh, Earl is a good man.
Yeah, he always makes it seem like it's getting warmer. Even though those numbers don't have warmth in them at all. And he's agreeing that number 8 in the Chinese culture is considered a lucky number. Number 8 is lucky and wealth for Chinese people.
Okay.
If Chinese see a house with 8 in the address, they will buy it quickly.
That speaks to prosperity.
Yeah. But new beginnings, and new beginnings are always just such a time of great hopefulness. So, although the results of the upcoming elections will be a definite surprise to somebody, you don't have to be very prophetic to say that. For Jamaica, for the nation, it's always an opportunity to just say we're starting fresh. We're going to get it right this time. You will have candidates who have recommitted themselves in the process of their campaigning. And so on the day that they are announced as the winner, they should be prepared for you to hold them accountable every day of the year. The promises they've made and the obligations that they've taken on to serve their communities. So, best of luck to the candidates who are stepping into the race. It's a big race, 228 local government divisions. Sometimes, in some instances, times 3.
Yeah, because
you have independents who are entering the race. my prayer for Jamaica is that we will have a lot more independent persons
Emerging.
stepping forward. Yes, that will make the democracy way more functional and way more fruitful, because persons will have to really work to be selected. And that level of activism on the ground will inspire the residents, citizens, to get more involved. This is my prayer for my country. What is yours? I know you have plenty of prayer, but pick one that have to do with politics. What is your dream?
We'll have a politics that is really aimed at lifting up our people, and it's not about. They don't operate on the double FM. You know that FM?
No, what's in it for me?
What's in it for me?
What's
FM.
in it for me?
Which is how we are naturally, but
Yeah.
we need to move beyond that and think about the big picture at all times in terms of, as I said, the 80-20 principle, the 20 things that will affect 80% of the thing. So we need to shift it up another gear.
In terms of the politics, I hope to see the education and experience of our people, the cumulative education and experience being brought to bear on how we campaign, how we select and prepare candidates, and later on, how the candidates relate to the people in their divisions. That's, if I had to like break it down, I would love to wake up and check my mailbox and the candidate or my representative has left something for me, given me a way to contact them directly, something that makes me feel like
giving people ideas.
I'm giving people ideas, that I'm in their contemplation because you're serving me. You should, there was, I don't recall how I got into this conversation with somebody in the streets of London. Well, I think it was in a cab, because when we go there, unlike America where you rent a car with ease, I don't know, in England they drive on the same side of the road as we do, but I would never think of renting a car.
In England?
But in America, we rent cars all the time, and they drive on the other side of the road. But I would just never think of renting a car. I don't know. Suffice it to say, we were in one of those, one of the London taxis.
Okay,
the cute,
Hackney.
Yeah, the Hackney carriage, the cute little cars. And I just remember being in a conversation where they're saying that in order for them to get a license to operate in whatever area they've chosen, you have to know the street like the back of your hand. You have to know every address. No possibility of you getting into one of those cars and say an address and they're asking you, how do you get there?
Okay.
You have to know the ground.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
You have to know the ground. That's the standard that I want to see in my politicians.
Oh, that they know the
must
area.
Know the ground. If it's 20 households in there, they know that it's 20. If
And
it's
they know living in that
200, they
household.
know it's 200. And they know what the demographics. Who has a question? You must know it. Question for Pastor Palmer. Do you know what is called or used to be called House of Joy? Is that a new church? All right, Earl, you gotta give us the answer for that. House of Joy. And then he's like throwing shade at me. Minett Lawrence, are you going to the North Pole? If the temperature reach about 10 degrees Celsius there, maybe people, the odd ones walking around in shorts and t-shirts. Oh, if it gets to about 10 degrees where he is, some people will take it as a sign of summer and begin to walk around in shorts and t-shirts. Those people are very prophetic. They're begging the sun to bless them with some warm rays. Earl, let me tell you, where you're living, I would only visit it occasionally. And my husband said he would only store meat there. So we won't be living in those kinds of hostile temperatures.
What is
God bless you. for
We're
being
talking
there.
about CMU.
Yes.
3 named by Integrity Commission over missing vehicles at CMU.
Yes, that's what I was telling you about.
So the former head of the Caribbean Maritime, Doctor, what is happening?
All right, we're switching from talking about our MPs or candidates
I think, but integrity is a major thing for any candidate.
Yeah.
And what I found fascinating, I'm looking at the persons who are offering themselves to run as councillors, and there's a whole heap of young people, you know.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, I think that is new and refreshing, but I wonder if it is a recent increase in salaries that have attracted those individuals.
Would it matter?
I don't know. No, nothing wrong with that. That people, I'm hoping that in getting there and doing what they are doing, they are focusing on service. That what can I do to go in to make the system better? Well, bye.
All right. Are you seeing it on both sides? I know you're going to pull up the candidates and and have some comments on the look and feel of the field.
Yeah,
but it is about time that we see
young people
and educated people, not the noisy man who will beat bush for you when you come in as MP and you don't really have to take him seriously. Okay. Because too many of the councillors are just...
I saw that one with the gentleman.
Noise makers.
No, you saw that gentleman, it was... This is what we're paying 5 million for, and he was there giving a speech. Obviously somebody had written it for him.
And he wasn't reading it well.
Jesus.
All right,
people
so...
on X Twitter had a
field day.
A field day for it, but...
and you know, that's mean.
Yeah, but...
It's mean-spirited to make fun of someone whose diction or delivery is not as smooth as the high flyers, but he's doing sufficiently good work for his community to consider him a worthwhile candidate. Because, you know, we're still having relevant conversations about patois being taught in schools, about children being permitted to communicate in the mother tongue. So we can't laugh at somebody who is struggling to make a proper English speech. But anyway, that's how we stay. That's why we're not angels, because angels would have just do what the Lord tell them.
I know.
But we up and down.
No, one angel didn't do what the Lord told him to do. That's why he was kicked out. And then he pulled 1/3 of the people them with him. Don't forget that.
Yes, that one angel was specially set to teach us lessons. So he still did what the Lord told him. He made trouble.
But you know,
who believes that Satan's rebellion was a surprise?
To God?
Yeah. Who believes that? Can God be surprised?
No.
So that angel did exactly what he was supposed to do. Kick up some dust and catch man. We were the ones who were surprised. A talking snake? What a surprise.
Okay.
House of Joy, huge sound boxes for sound systems. Duke Reed used to have them in the 50s.
Yes. I've heard of House of Joy. Yeah.
Boy, Earl Brown, how old are you? Earl says, the first time I went to England in the 80s, I rented a car and drive from Gatwick Airport to Wolverhampton.
That's a long drive.
But that's also over 40 years ago. My son, so I'm tempted to say, what kind of car did they? Just kidding. My son would say to me, you remember when he was 5 years old and the future, 10 years was like a million years away. He would say, Mommy, what will cars be like in 10 years' time? They'll have 4 wheels.
That's what your son said?
Yes, he used to be asking me, what's the future going to be like? What will cars be like? Even sometimes when I would say, you're going to learn.
Flying cars.
You're going to learn to do this. And yes, he would talk about flying cars.
Mm-hmm. They're like the Jetsons.
Yeah.
Remember when we were growing up, we had the Jetsons.
Yeah.
And we thought it was so futuristic.
It was futuristic. It still is.
But a lot of things, no.
But then you see them.
Yeah, like.
But what does that tell you from Ecclesiastes?
Got nothing new under the sun.
There you go. So cars were flying before.
And think,
they will fly again.
And I think that some people are contending that on the fire on Mount Sinai and all of that they went up into a spaceship. You heard that one?
No, I haven't heard that one, but I've heard that it was a volcano, volcanic eruption, And then my favorite is the hologram of the bush that burned and was not consumed.
But
So 5G technology
was there already.
Been here, done that, ready to make a return.
Okay, so listen to this now. This is yesterday as the Prime Minister opened up his thing. As a local government
As he opened up his thing?
As
What
he
thing did
opened
he
up the promenade, the Portmore promenade.
Percy, you're so funny on Free Flowing Thursday.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness is urging Jamaicans not to be swayed by empty promises relative to solving their social and economic issues. Whether you're vexed about water, whether you're vexed about road, whether you're just vexed about everything, don't make nobody tell you foolishness that them will come tomorrow and solve your problem. Warren Holness, while...
So is he included in that?
No.
Somebody who will tell you that they're going to solve their problem.
While addressing Jubilant JLP supporters on Jake's Road in Mountain View on Tuesday night.
Is that what's called Portmore Promenade?
No, but he said the
What's
same.
the promenade? You saw it?
No, he opened it yesterday.
So what is it?
I don't know. I just heard it. I just heard the new clip, but he opened.
All right, somebody send me a note on the WhatsApp, on the YouTube chat. Just tell me what is the promenade, and if you have a picture.
Yeah. And then he says this. He's repeating what he said. He said this on Tuesday night.
Right, at the opening.
He says this yesterday. It is only when a political party can address anything in Jamaica is by making that economy grow. There's only one government that has ever done that in the history of Jamaica. Holness claim and supporters disrupted.
No, you're going to say fact check.
When the churn supplied, he continued. Only one government has made the economy grow, and that is Jamaica Labour Party. So he continues. The Prime Minister said that running the economy well, the tax revenues have grown, providing the government with the ability to cut a larger slice in its budget for road repairs. And that is how your municipal authority, your mayor, and your councillor, and the Minister of Local Government can say that because we have extra revenue, this road called Jake's Road, which has never been repaired in 40 years, can be fixed. It isn't a stronghold. Jake's Road is
a JLP stronghold.
Yeah.
So he's telling the people who are loyal to him to a fault, or loyal to the party to a fault, that the only way they can get their road fixed is if the economy grows, and that growth in the economy has really nothing to do with whatever is happening in Jake's Road, which I know to be a place with all kind of violent explosions.
Yeah. Wow.
Good time to take a break. 7:30 a.m. We'll be right back.
Grandpa, where are you going?
But see I have business done by JPS and I need Stephen to take me. I'm going to see what I owe and pay.
You don't have to leave the yard, Pops. Just call 888-225-5577.
You mean to tell me, say, me not have to wait in line anymore?
We have recognized the number that you are calling from as being attached to account number 301842.
Watch ya. How them get me new number? How them know it's me?
Grandpa, I registered your account. So when you call from this phone, JPS already knows you and they just give you information.
Look where me live, Fissy. Thank God for you young people.
Hi, I'm Roy Miller, and I invite you to join me on the return of Inside the Soil every Monday morning between the hours of 10 a.m. and 12 noon. Join the conversation as I take a look into the agriculture sector and ask the questions which you want to hear answers to. That's Inside the Soil with Roy Tenney Miller for news, views, and interviews on the agricultural sector here on Best 100 FM radio every Monday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Tune in and talk to me.
If you not get it, you will lose. Make your food be your medicine, your food. Blend up your carrot with the lettuce in a juice. No afraid to mix the vegetable with the fruits.
Best 100 FM brings you youth resilience and empowerment with Royton McLaren each and every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. till 7:30 p.m. A program that can enhance the family, stabilizing youth's behavior and be empowering. So tune in to Best 100 FM each and every Tuesday night where negative behaviors and attitude can be changed.
Half a tree. 100, 200. Ready, mama? Ready. Is this the confusion you feel when trying to work your way through medical systems in Jamaica? Try a dose of Ask Dr. Mary every Thursday at 5 to 6 p.m. Let Dr. Mary help you understand your medical problems and bring you to a calmer place.
Do you remember, Jolo?
Yeah, man.
Well, guess what? I allow it 4 to 6
What?
every Friday.
Boom shot.
On Best 100 FM.
Boom shot.
You ready?
Yeah, man.
You ready?
Yeah, man.
Well, I eat that.
I love it. Which part today?
Tune in, beloved people. We're there on it. Bless you.
Best FM. Boom.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats. Best FM.
Good morning. We are here at the Ligani Club for our free-flowing Thursday morning edition of the Morning Connection. Your Best FM family, keeping you company in the early hours of the morning. Jamaica is having some kind of inhospitable weather. The sun is out, but it's still quite chilly. Nowhere near what you people in Canada are enduring, but for us, it's all relative. We're usually much warmer than it is here. But thank you for the encouraging words, Mr. Earl Brown. Earl wants to know from you specifically if angels have wings. By the very definition, angels are winged beings.
Yeah,
like how a bird have wings.
Yeah, cherubim and seraph.
Yeah, if you say angel, you're speaking about a creature that...
That's the description that is there, because there's one, remember the one, cover.
And Earl, if you examine your shoulder blades, you used to have wings. if you position them just right, you'll see where your wings used to be.
And you know that if you fall and you break your clavicle, which is part of the thing, it's very discomforting. And Michelle, my feet broke her much younger.
How does that add to the wing discussion?
It's hooked here. It meant clavicle, yes.
All right. Yes, there was a time when people flew. A lot more people flew.
It would seem that way, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But while we are trying to figure out exactly where and what the promenade is in Portmore, the Prime Minister have a whole slew of things that you're going to be seeing for the whole campaign. You're going to see all kinds of cute announcements coming. Let me tell you, what Bob Marley said, I got tired to see your face. We're going to grow weary of seeing the face being trotted out. For example, and I don't know if this is the custom, all of the candidates have the Prime Minister in their background, the JLP candidates. Have you noticed it?
Yeah.
So is that standard? Is that how it is with the other side?
No, they just put up the person who is running or the MP in the area.
So this is each candidate leveraging the star power of the Prime Minister to bring in the votes. But let me tell you, if it fails, because there may be places where nobody wants the Prime Minister, but they want their councillor. You understand?
But
so it's one of those strategies that can blow upon you.
You know, it happened, they used it the last time
Mm-hmm.
in terms of the last election. But what has happened, and if you recall the polls, remember, in terms of favorability rating, he has dropped significantly, you know.
So if I were a councillor, I would say, please don't put the Prime Minister in my background. Let me rise or fall on my own work.
Because the polls have revealed that in terms of the leader doesn't have a significant play anymore. It is people are voting about based on issues
and what's going on in their communities. I pray that it is so. We've been working hard to see that happen.
Because look at this now.
People will be empowered when they see their activism bearing fruit.
Yeah.
While you're looking for the cartoons, let me quote something from Don Anderson, who was at the Gleaner's editor forum, and so the Gleaner has given some time to share what that discussion was about. Mr. Anderson says, there was the feeling nationally that one of the reasons the governing party did not call local government elections earlier was the level of uncertainty about its prospects of defeating the PNP at the polls. So the average Jamaican has it in their mind that we are led by a government that would sacrifice our democratic process in order to give itself a better chance to succeed. So we were overdue for local government elections multiple years, and most of us feel that the reason we were not having it was not because of COVID, obviously not, because we had general elections. It's not because of the lack of readiness with the EOJ, obviously not, because they made themselves ready for the general elections.
And they were ready again. Remember the expectation.
Yes.
They would have had it and then drop and stop.
Right. So Jamaicans feel that the government sacrificed our local government inclusion so that they could improve their chances of winning. The pollster said this was not his personal opinion, but what he was picking up from empirical data that suggests the government delayed the calling of the local polls because it was not sure about the level of support from voters. People have said to me, and I can't corroborate it because it is not my data, this is Don speaking, that they have data which suggests that they, the government, are in difficult waters. Can't verify it, it is not my data. The pollster said, maintaining arm's length from that data. But if you're wondering what other Jamaicans are thinking and feeling, these polls, when conducted, and when, you know, someone of Don Anderson's vintage and experience, when they speak on it, it can let you know that you're not so far off in your thinking. You're not some crazy person being paranoid and suspecting that, you know, people are conspiring to cheat you of your opportunity to participate in shaping the government of your country. Of course, Don says, which is an obvious point, he says that the results of this election, local government elections, could be, he says, but it is a referendum. It would be a clear statement of people in Jamaica on the Andrew Holness administration in this latest of their seasons.
Okay.
Because if we vote overwhelmingly for change, it means we are rejecting not just the candidate for local government, but the administration that sits above them.
Yeah.
And the reality, and we need to change that, by the way, the reality is that central government wields a lot more power than the local government, and it should not be so. Look at the field of candidates, 228 divisions. That's where the action is. Yet they are rendered almost powerless.
Because
63 people are moving them like puppeteers.
It's not.
Not even
not
63, because
One person,
only the
minister of local government,
yes,
and rural development. Because remember,
and finance would be in it too.
but
holding
remember
the purse
too,
strings.
That remember one time, Sierra they just outlaw local government. You remember I did that?
He did that.
Yes. And then what Portia did when she came back in, she entrenched it so you can't just do away with it, and then put in a system that it could be properly funded.
So all that happened now is they defund it, so to speak.
Yes, so you don't give the people them, like you're supposed to get your subvention, you don't give it to them. You
right.
do anything you want.
You starve them.
If you starve them. And you heard that cry like when we're in February, and the guys were saying in December, we have not gotten September, October, December
subventions
as yet.
Yeah.
And it is there, it is paid. And then no, you would have seen Vex votes to provide route for PNP victory in St. Thomas. And the incident yesterday did not do the GLP any favors in terms of Mr. Jones and the liquor man who the man who them beat. Because after the incident, you know, him back him going on the gentleman. This is the man calling. After them move, 2 other people jump on him and they could have seen and start kick him and beat him, you know. And the lady had to intervene and say, "We're gonna please." Everybody know him.
All right, so
that's what I was talking
Earl
about.
has sent us a picture. So they were just breaking, they weren't opening it. It was not opening, it was groundbreaking. They were just tapping the soil to start something. So I have to find a picture of this. I see, it looks like it's being funded by Sagicor. Andrew Holness Center. I'm looking at a picture. Thank you, Earl, for sending me this. Prime Minister breaks ground for the $8.4 billion Portmore Promenade on Wednesday. The concept, I know the concept of a promenade. They have a beautiful one in Barbados.
And you walk up
and of course, everybody knows Coconut Grove.
Yeah.
So a place where there are restaurants and shops and and Portmore is a beautiful location for something like that. Making it into, you know, somebody did say that there's no occasion in Jamaica that don't involve tourism. But a promenade that has a diverse array of eating spots and shopping and a little artsy something, and maybe lots of bed and breakfast around it can make the town become a lot more interesting. I see the producer looking at you with grave concern. Oh, we thank you.
So that is what, and then he repeated what he said at Jake's Road. And saying that the economy is doing well, but the economy needs to do much better.
That's what we feel too, that it needs to do much better.
Yeah, but he's saying you can't do anything until...
So this is not a government project, by the way.
It's not?
So why is the Prime Minister breaking ground for Sagicor's mega project? What Sagicor is doing here is laudable. Somebody have laudable. I know which newspaper that is. But we need Sagicor to do 10 times more what they are doing. That's the reality. If we are going to catch up for the decades that we have lost, that's the reality.
Sagicor.
If we're going to catch up, we need to be working much harder than we are now. And that is the whole issue of blah, blah, blah. Are you looking at a huge, I'm not even going to talk about it. That's giving it more value than it deserves.
No, Lord.
So this is a Sagicor funded initiative.
And when they're going to start really doing work.
Yeah. But, you know, the Prime Minister has to be careful because he's calling a $8.4 billion project coming out of the private sector a drop in the bucket. He says it is a drop in the bucket. This is just a drop in the bucket of investments that are needed to truly make Jamaica a rapidly growing country. What's he really saying? He obviously saying that the government, he thinks the private sector should be doing more, and I agree with them. I agree with that assessment. But you can't, on the one hand, be crowing about the growth, the great performance of, and then say that what the private sector is doing is a drop in the bucket. Prime Minister went on to thank investors and developers for their ongoing investment in the country. I'm trying to see what the concept of this promenade is and how it is going to be a great... Well, no, there are some development projects that will promote growth of the economy because of the nature of the infrastructure that you're putting in.
Correct.
And there are some which just make the retail sector look fatter and is just sucking more money out of poor people's hands. Or it is something that a limited number of persons can enjoy because the price point would exclude a lot of us.
Which is what is happening in Jamaica.
Which is what happens. When you put in a lot more hotel rooms, sure, that's big business for the investors, but typically all it means now, is that hotel workers may end up getting paid less.
It does? It just an oxtail. It's a real. I thought it would mean they'd end up getting paid more. Because I remember I was relating to my recent weekend, and I was talking to this young lady. She works in the hotel and she's grateful. But she says she has her house. But she said, it's not here, so make me get a house.
Right.
She basically said, is when I go overseas and work, and she does it like for 6 months and 6 months here. She said, that's why I built my house.
But what I've observed in Jamaica, and maybe it's because of the demographics of our investor class or our moneyed class, when competition or when the framework is set for increased competition, they cartelize.
Okay.
They don't. You'd think that an environment in which you should have more job opportunities. It means the same pool of labor can shop its. You can shop around and increase your price because whole people should want you. But it doesn't work like that in Jamaica. What I find is that, so you have 6 banks.
Yeah.
The 3 or 4 top banks just plot a course and they all hold to it. We're going to charge fees. Everybody charge fees. We increase ours. Everybody increase.
Okay.
Haven't you noticed?
Yeah, that's true. Except the ones who come in and say, we're not charging fees, and them fighting like crazy
then they fall in line with the others because somebody give them the conversation. I remember when a manager in a blue chip company said to me, we don't leave money on the table.
Take everything.
Take everything for as long as you can. And when the market push you to change something, then you change. And all of them have the same
mentality.
Yeah. When early days after the telecom sector had been liberalized, I remember having a conversation with a company that I thought was a Jamaican company promoting entrepreneurship and inclusion for Jamaican business people. And you know what the Jamaican manager in charge of the division said to me? We don't do partnerships. If we come into your business, we want to be a majority. We don't. And he said to me, this is our principle, this is our policy. We don't do. As a consequence, a man from Ireland came and took the license. Because the local somebody here that had the resources and had the interest too, they underbid. They never value it as anything.
And look what the Irishman did.
The Irishman came and became global with it.
Because of it.
And whatever you might say about what's happening now, which is just hubris, he started something phenomenal, just taking a chance on something of great value in Jamaica, which we here didn't regard as something. Yeah. So
as they talk about that,
another conversation really, but in Jamaica, all of the factors that should lead to increased competition in other places in the world does the opposite here.
I wonder why. Because they want to keep the money there?
I really think it's because of the incestuous relationships in our moneyed class.
So that is why the government should really be the engine to just mash up everything. So they have to be careful how they do it Because you remember what happened in the 70s when
What happened in the 70s, Percy?
when Mr. Manley decided.
Other than that, some of us started high school.
Oh.
Like, you never start high school in the 70s.
No, I was too young then.
So what you remember from the
No,
70s?
with what he did to try to open up the economy, and they said no. And there are a lot of other factors there because he was caught in the middle of a Cold War, and all of the things that he was doing. It was excellent ideas like eat what you grow what you eat and becoming self-reliant and things, because ultimately it's better for you.
Yeah. And now we're at the ultimately, and we're not reaping the it's better for you.
It's not
Because we
better
didn't sow the
for
right
the
seed.
seed.
Let me share with you the concept of the promenade, by the way. So it's a 30-acre site, which will include approximately 300,000 square feet of commercial space. It is not just a development. It is a testimony to Sagicor's dedication to creating a vibrant and eco-friendly community hub.
Oh, now where
This
that is?
development is for Portmore. It is for the surrounding communities and indeed for the wider parish of St. Catherine. The development is envisioned as a one-stop shop for all community needs. It will feature, among other things, business process outsourcing space, a medical center, an interactive park, a gas station, and will also see the development of a new 4-lane road.
I'm trying to envision.
It's a good project.
I'm wondering where that is
Where it's
suited
situated.
in
Okay, let's see. The project, which forms
Why don't put a
part,
hospital there?
well, they call it a community, what they call it? Medical center. My dear brother, it is part of the Greater Bernard Lodge area.
Oh.
And
It's
it
a
is
Lance.
tailored.
It's a Lance. I know where that is.
It's tailored to meet the needs of the existing and expanding community, with hundreds of houses being developed in the area. Is it part of what our friend was talking about? I think he had put in a bid for that.
SCJ Lance.
But did they
Greater
win
Bernard
it?
Lodge.
I'm wondering if they just bought 30 acres of land and are doing it, or they won the bid. There was something.
I know they do a bid
to
out
find out.
SCJ Holdings, Greater
Right.
Bernard Lodge. I know where that is then. Greater Bernard Lodge.
But I don't know if this is just private sector energy, putting this forward as a great compliment to what is already slated to happen, which will be brilliant, because that's how our private sector is supposed to work.
drive it. You
They're
facilitate
supposed to
it.
see what is happening and step in to close a gap.
Or be given the right framework and then develop. And,
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to you, Mr. Zaka.
Hey,
The question.
I don't congratulate the princes,
Well, you see, when somebody
because
to
this
go
is
there,
what
they
they're
go
supposed to do.
You are.
I have very.
You are not. I congratulate whether somebody.
This is where. Listen, this is when I say with the cries, you are an unprofitable. You're an unprofitable servant.
Oh my Lord!
You're making no profit for me. You're just doing what you're supposed
So when
to
do
do.
you congratulate somebody then? When they do something they're not supposed to do?
All right, when they go into Greenfield,
yes,
and be the one to carry the weight of creating something where nothing previously existed.
Okay.
I will congratulate them, because they could have waited and be a follower.
Okay. So that is so you congratulate leaders, those who are the innovators.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
We congratulate everybody.
I congratulate you. I congratulate you for your altruism. No, my standard high.
All right, but you see,
I'm not saying yours is low enough.
No, I never said that at all.
No, I said mine is high. But I realize that some things only have meaning comparatively.
Yeah,
so if I say mine is high, they will mean that either yours is higher or it's low.
No, but
But it's beautiful to have that spirit to congratulate everybody.
No, but it is you push a win-win situation and
Yeah.
mentality. But
So here Earl Brown now. Earl says the PM was taking the bragging rights for the planned promenade and he was talking about unplanned communities.
But boy, let me tell you, Earl are the best, you know. No, sir.
Yeah, but I mean, each time I heard about this promenade, I kept thinking.
I think, no, what I thought about is something on the waterfront.
Yes.
That's what I'm used to when you talk.
When you say promenade,
yes.
or boardwalk.
Yeah, yeah.
You're thinking
Or
boardwalk, but it's still a
boardwalk.
promenade. Yes.
Yeah, but you know, but that's what I thought of.
When
I
you
thought
said, I have visions of that beautiful promenade in Nice, the city in France.
Okay.
Where someone I know and I spent some time.
Okay, when you went on your honeymoon world
When
tour.
we did a tour of Europe, yeah,
Oh,
Lowell and I.
But-
And I still remember that promenade. And when you see it, because see, and this is the beauty of travel, you see the things that could fit so easily in your community.
Right.
I mean, right down there by the waterfront, by Ocean Boulevard,
It could
just
fit
perfect for that.
Yeah. Put it in.
And all you need, because like even the promenade in Nice, and that's what it named, the promenade, there's something or other, but it's promenade is in the name.
Mm-hmm.
Right below it on the beach are the little gelato stands, ice cream,
Mm-hmm.
and restaurants, little deli type restaurants where
Right.
you can have fish and salads and whatever. Nothing.
So
it would be perfect for downtown.
Yeah.
How you at the end of the day you pick up what you need to pick up and move up and carry it, go lock
It's on
it
the
up
French
somewhere.
Riviera.
Oh, you hunted it down.
Yes.
In fact, I think it's the Promenade des Anglais.
In Nice, yes.
Yes, the English promenade.
And it stretches for 7 kilometers and provides an uninterrupted view of the French Riviera, the Atlantic. Yeah.
Yes, because you just walk and it's quite
That's 7
blustery and cold.
kilometers. That's nice. You
It's a
could
nice
walk, you know, you
walk.
could have run for a 5K run.
And people run, and I mean, you see people jog on it. She
Did
went
they
into
take
the
off all of
Atlantic.
her clothes? She
And-
was running in the nude.
No, man, on the beach. She went to. She was going for an alfresco swim.
Fresco swim. what
Yeah,
is that?
naked. You know, the cold air. She just dive in and come back and put on her clothes. We
No.
didn't wait around to see how it ended.
Okay, but you know, as we talk about hotels, somebody sent me something that recently there's a 1.5 billion US dollar investment that is coming out of Spain to Hanover and doing what they're doing.
All
And I
right,
said,
we're getting that sign again. You know, the T1 that tells us it's time to quit.
Yes.
And when we come back, we'll talk about our guests because our JPS friends are coming back. Two of our favorites. Well, Saleta we know by correspondence.
No, we don't know by
Audrey, we haven't actually met her, but
No,
so
Audrey though.
we have
Audrey
guests
is,
coming. Audrey is
a-
bubbly, and we're
Audrey
looking
is a-
forward
is
to
a-
seeing
lights
you,
up our-
Miss Audrey.
It's lighting up the area.
Yeah.
With our bubbly
All
smile.
right, let's take our break. We'll be back shortly.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I've ever met. You're simply the best.
Bess FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
Hello, I'm Roisin Hasty with the BBC News. The only remaining anti-war politician trying to stand against Vladimir Putin in Russia's upcoming presidential elections has been blocked by the electoral authorities. The Central Electoral Commission ruled that not enough of the signatures of Boris Nadezhdin's had submitted were valid for him to make it onto the ballot next month. The BBC's Vitaly Shevchenko is following the story.
This ruling comes as no surprise to anyone at all, really, because given how tightly the Kremlin controls Russia's electoral system, it's hard to believe that anything that is allowed or is not allowed to happen within that system does not come with the Kremlin's approval. So many Russia watchers are saying that the only reason why Mr. Nadezhdin was allowed to try and run was to create this illusion of democracy.
The Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk has criticised Republican senators in the United States for their failure to back a bill that included a massive aid package for Ukraine. It comes as Germany's Chancellor Olaf Scholz warned that a Russian victory in Ukraine would deal a severe blow to the liberal world order. Sarah Rainsford reports from Kyiv.
Donald Tusk told Republican senators in the US they should be ashamed of themselves. The Polish Prime Minister said that Ronald Reagan, the former Republican US president, would be turning in his grave. They are strong words that Ukraine will welcome. But what it really needs is the billions of dollars worth of aid that America promised and that's now blocked by domestic political fighting in the US. This is a precarious moment. Here in Kyiv, officials are still hoping a new US deal might succeed, but they are braced for the worst. There's a lot of frustration and a lot of talk of broken promises.
Opposition parties in Pakistan have condemned the authorities for suspending mobile phone and internet services as millions vote in general and provincial elections. The authorities said they were motivated by deteriorating security. Our correspondent Caroline Davies is at a polling station in Lahore.
This election has had security concerns in the run-up. There have been an increased number of violent incidents. There's also been very large questions about how free and fair this election is. The former Prime Minister Imran Khan is still very popular here in Pakistan, but he is disqualified and currently behind bars. His party have continued but say that there is a campaign of harassment against them, which is something that the authorities here have continually denied.
The Israeli military is continuing its offensive against Hamas in southern Gaza, with big explosions reported in the city of Rafah. Residents said Israeli strikes hit 2 houses in the area of Tal al-Sultan, causing multiple casualties. World News from the BBC. Police in Brazil have launched an investigation into an attempted coup in efforts to abolish the democratic rule of law, which they say was aimed at keeping the former President Jair Bolsonaro in power. 33 search and seizure warrants and 4 arrest warrants have been issued, along with measures to prevent suspects leaving the country. President Lula said a coup attempt by allies of Jair Bolsonaro had to be investigated to prevent it happening again. A court official in Tunisia has said 13 migrants are known to have died after their boat sank off the coast. Their bodies have been recovered while 27 remain missing. Only 2 people who were on board survived. All of them were Sudanese. European climate scientists have provided compelling evidence that a key target set at the landmark 2015 Paris Climate Accords is being missed. Research by the EU's climate service Copernicus shows that the world has for the first time seen average temperatures exceed 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels for a whole year. Here's our climate editor, Justin Rowlatt.
So the 1.5 degree figure is reckoned to be a level, a boundary. It's, in a sense, it's arbitrary, a boundary at which we avoid the worst effects of climate change. There was a landmark UN paper back in 2018 which found that there'd be really significantly greater impact at 2 degrees and urged all efforts be made to try and keep temperature rise to 1.5 degrees. And when you drill down into the figures, you see just how dramatic the temperatures have been over the past 12 months.
Medals awarded at this year's Paris Olympics and Paralympics will contain reclaimed metal from the Eiffel Tower. Unveiling examples of the gold, silver and bronze medals, organisers said they wanted to link the Games with an absolute symbol of France. The iron was recovered during refurbishments and stored at a secret location. BBC News.
Grandpa, where are you going?
But see, I have business done by JPS and I need Stephen to take me. I'm going to see what I owe and pay.
You don't have to leave the yard, Pops. Just call 888-225-5577.
You mean to tell me, say, me not have to wait in line anymore?
Grandpa, I registered your account. So when you call from this phone, JPS already knows you and then just give you information.
Look where me live, Fissy. Thank God for you young people.
Maljam Auto Parts, the place with the most courteous staff for all your Mazda needs, is doing it again. A new Maljam trailer has arrived with parts to meet any and every Mazda need. Call 461-1786 or 923-4389. Maljam Auto Parts, 9 Kingswood Avenue off Waltham Park Road, Kingston, for all your Mazda needs.
Do you remember, Jolo?
Yeah, man.
Well, guess what? I allow it 4 to 6
What?
every Friday.
Boom shot.
And Best 100 FM.
Boom shot.
You ready?
Yeah, man.
You ready?
Yeah, man.
Well, I eat that.
I love it. Who's
Tune
today?
in. Tune in, beloved people. We're there on it. Bless you.
Best FM. Boom.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
We are something special on the road.
Vegam Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vegam Printers, your best choice in printing.
Half a tree, 100, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi start?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try calling you, cause trust me.
Winters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
Ah, what a relief.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good. It's better. But nothing beats. Best FM.
Good morning. May I just welcome you once more to the Morning Connection. It's Free Flowing Thursday, and we are outdoors at the Ligani Club. Those of you who share with us on Thursday mornings should recognize where we are. We are in the garden, just outside the dining pavilion where breakfast is going full force. And some of us who are still fasting can only look at the food, smell the food, and say glory be to Jesus, while Pastor Percival can plan to enjoy a full breakfast because his fast, which started before ours, has now ended. Yes, so now you get to see how the other side suffers.
No, it's not suffering.
No,
It is-
we are suffering. Are you saying it's not suffering? If
No,
it's not
man.
suffering, it's not a sacrifice. So please don't take away my sacrifice. I am suffering.
You are suffering. All right. Okay. You're bringing the,
Anyway,
the body under subjection.
I'm bringing the body under unwilling subjection. But I do want to say a little bit about the club. We're always grateful for the opportunity to, be accommodated here The Gani Club is a full-service sporting facility, largest of its kind in the English-speaking Caribbean. 6 squash courts, 8 tennis courts, full-service gymnasium, more than average size swimming pool.
Yeah, almost Olympic size.
Almost Olympic size. Every time we talk about it, we improve the description. And a near Olympic size swimming pool, walking trails, beautiful gardens, parking up to the Yazoo. You know where the Yazoo is? Where parking ends. But really good parking, safe environment, and 38 or so hotel rooms of very modest, decent, good value for your money quality. And if you are in town on business, it is the place to rest your head until you're ready to go back home. It's the home away from home. We're pleased to be members of the club, and we are happy that they support us by giving us an accommodation here on Thursday morning.
Wonderful stuff.
Not to be outdone.
Wonderful stuff.
Your turn, because you
JD.
love the wonderful. JD's Urban Pub. This is the local restaurant that operates inside the club. Visitors are welcome. You don't have to be a member to enjoy the food here. You're very welcome if you're just coming in for lunch or dinner or breakfast. They do an excellent Jamaican breakfast.
And they're doing something for Valentine's this weekend.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. We should get the information
Which
because
is?
usually... So they are also the sponsors. They make sure that Percival, Lowell, and myself and any guests that we have are well taken care of. Good morning to the wonderful staff of JD's Urban Pub.
Catherine and
Catherine
Karine.
and Karine.
And Tina.
Your turn.
And Tina.
I haven't seen Tina in a few days.
Tina soon come, man. Tina soon come.
Oh, you know the schedule?
Yeah, man.
They pass it by you on Wednesday evenings before. All right, so that's a little bit about our sponsors. JD's Urban Pub, Mr. Jason Del Valle, from a very distinguished family of caterers and chefs and restaurateurs. The man have pedigree in this area, and also he's really a delightful person as well. Good
Been
morning
trying to
to
get
you,
him on
JD.
camera for the last 2 years.
So yes, he's also a shy person.
Camera shy. So that's
He's
all right.
camera
Just
shy.
enjoy the food. It speaks
Yeah.
for itself, and it
we
really
do talk
does.
about it. What I would love to talk about is the corn pork that they used to serve. I've not seen it on the menu for a while. And the pig farmers were saying, eat more pork.
Firebone.
Firebone,
the pork.
Anyway, we are having guests this morning. We do a program with the Jamaica Public Service Company Limited. It's one of, well, I'm going to say it's one of my brain children, but I know Percy might say he might have a share in it, and then Lowell too. But so we just call it, it's one of our brainchild. We felt that our listeners could well benefit from understanding a little bit more about what goes on behind the scenes, the planning and the deployment of infrastructure to meet the energy needs of the country. Also felt like some of the policy issues, the regulation issues, pricing issues, that customers need to be a lot more sensitive and build a better relationship with the energy company. Your energy company is a critical partner for the future. I mean, we love the technology and all that, but the truth of the matter is there's no internet you're going to have if you don't have electricity to power your devices and so on and so forth. So JPS is an important member of our local family. Gotta say family, because we have to hold hands and walk together in agreement. So this program, which is like a public education program that JPS gave it the name, they say JPS Cares on Bess FM. Very simple.
JPS Cares, and they really care.
Yeah. Solita Thomas is going to join us this morning. She is the one we know in correspondence. We've never actually met Solita, so I'm looking forward to meeting her. She's the communications assistant. And with her will be Miss Audrey Williams, the manager of media and public relations. No, all I want to know, Miss Audrey, effervescent, bubbly. Yes, she's going to bring she brings the energy. And even as I said, that's how she says it too, with the jazz hands. She brings the energy.
Sunshine.
And they're going to be talking about, so dial back. You remember somewhere near Easter last year, JPS shut down their system Not
put
the
on
power system, but their
the
customer care
informative
system.
to put on something new.
So they could install their new customer relations system. Today, they're going to be sharing with us some of the personalized features. These are the features that you can adapt to meet your personal needs that are available to customers when they contact JPS via the customer service line. They have upgraded their self-help features to serve the customers better. That's what they say. Now, this part I generally don't like because I love the human voice. When I have to go through, like pages and pages of, if you know your party's number, dial it now. If you said dial 1 for something, and when you get to that one, it is another IVR interactive voice system telling you 6 other things to do. Anyway,
they have an ad for that, and just to
very funny.
Yeah, I saw something in another media where this lady, a retired person,
yes,
her check was bounced.
Yes.
She wrote called her bank, and she picked up on the media, and she wrote a wonderful letter to say, okay, this is how you're gonna do it. And she went on and used the same strategy back on them. So she said, when you get to this thing, if this happens, move to this thing and this. And so that means you can't talk to me at all because that's how you treat me.
That's how you treat me.
It was very
entertaining and on point.
Yes.
Right. So anyway, JPS is coming to tell us about improvements it made to their system where you can navigate it without the need to speak to an agent. Customers who have their contact information updated, you can now get your bill balance, your due dates, details on reconnection if that's what you're hunting, outage information if you are affected by an outage. So they're going to come and tell us what these improvements are and how we're going to navigate it without going insane and cussing JPS, because JPS cares.
Okay.
So looking forward to seeing Madame Audrey and Solita. That's going to happen at, they get here for 8:30. What time did they get here again? 8:30. So they'll take us into the 9 o'clock hour. All right. Got to get used to that again.
So I'm on X. I'm seeing a lot of stuff on X. Yes, But one of the fascinating things on X, somebody put out something which says that they recently opened Montego Bay Fire Station with the rains that happened. The upper floor is underwater.
Oh, Jesus. A fire station underwater. Well, that's an interesting conundrum.
Yeah, that the upper floor is.
And it's the upper floor that is underwater. You mean the roof leak then?
Yeah. And just this.
You're getting exhausted.
No, man.
You think the Prime Minister will be there saying anything? He's got to avoid that one like a hot potato. Poor Percy. Those who are keeping an eye on the diaspora activism.
We've just gotten an update.
Please go ahead and share the update.
From our news reporter out of
or correspondent
out of Toronto to say that the protest is happening now.
No, not now. What?
Stay tuned.
Should we fire him?
Protesting.
Are we firing him as a news?
In Toronto soon. Oh,
right.
That was now.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
This is like a save the date without knowing what the date is.
New York is May 10.
And New York, May 10. When I see the date for New York, May 10.
What is the
No, it's telling me that there's a calendar of protests that somebody will march right into general elections. When don't election due next year, 25th? We call it 25th, but 2025.
Yeah, it should be, yeah.
Mm-hmm. If you're doing a protesting, one of the things that Jamaica doesn't have the appetite for, but other jurisdictions are way ahead of us with it, is the long campaign.
Yeah, we don't.
We into 21 days. You see, like how America is now going through the primaries, and then come November.
And you know what is happening.
And they're gearing up they spend the last 2 years of the term in election.
In election mode.
Yes, because something always are going. something is happening at the local level, then at the state level, then before it gets federal. We don't have that appetite or that stamina. We run hard for 21 days.
I'll finish. That's why we're sprinters. That's why we're sprinters. We don't do well at long distance.
We run hard for the little 3 weeks. And then we're tired and we don't look at them until they announce again. And we start to...
Portland is of interest to us, because the country pastor, country pastor, Brother Michael.
Oh, you call the man country pastor?
But
the Ivy League scholar?
Yes, but listen to this. Norwich Heights in Portland on Sunday took to the streets to fix some of the worst sections of Hummingbird Boulevard.
So does that mean the people were fixing it or they were protesting?
They're fixing it themselves. They're tired.
Yeah.
This is Portland.
Well,
I love that. I love that. The people them saying, no man, we have to fix the road ourselves. We can't wait.
But an interesting thing is that when members of the community go out, get educated, become engineers, lawyers, doctors, teachers, and they still have a care, like the diaspora effect, and they still have a care for their communities, they will lend their professional skills to handle problems which are persistent, chronic problems that the local government don't get to. What's that you're watching now? Pastor Percival.
It watching what is breaking. It's breaking on Twitter in terms of, yes, to look at the police vehicle and the people and the supporters. They can't do that.
What do you mean they can't do that?
They're not supposed to do it. I know the Prime Minister is on tours, you have to give everything, but to have them on the police
vehicle. So the police vehicle is transporting the JLP party supporters. That's what's concerning you.
Yes.
Yeah.
They must do that.
Oh, geez, from the big to the small. If someone gets injured, it will take on a whole other complexion. I see. I'm not getting online. I'm not able to browse, and there was something I wanted to look at. The paper. Our consulate in Toronto is at Ellington Avenue. Is a garbage no packing? I don't understand what you're saying, Conrad. He says, no, yes. We have a lot to come. Wait till summer.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I see. So something, God bless our diaspora. They're clearly in the field working to make some change at home, but they're waiting on the summer when it's warmer.
When it is not so cold.
When it is not so cold.
If you know,
there are limits to your patriotism.
No, but hold on. If you do it in the winter time, they're serious. They are diehard, committed to Jamaica. No question about that.
Oh boy.
Much money I get to be. I'm just I'm gonna find out what is the going thing to vote.
What is the what?
The going rate to be able to vote.
But you say it was 10,000 to 30,000. But you know what? Do we sit here and talk about the cost of a gram of cocaine? Or
no, we don't.
Some other illegal product? So we're not going to discuss the price of a vote, lest anyone think we're condoning it, or even worse, that we're advertising. So we're not going to talk about it. Your vote is not for sale. And there's a lot to be said about people who sell the things that should never be sold. When you exchange spiritual things for physical things,
that's what happens. Chief
among them, young Mr. Esau come in hot and hungry from the field and sees his brother cooking food and said...
Are you making the comparison that when you do it, are selling your birthright?
Yes.
So those of us who are Jamaicans, do not sell your birthright for a measly pot of stew.
A pot of stew. Let's
eat a food today.
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
It's your democratic right. Do not sell it.
It's not cute. It's not funny. You are actually tying up the future of your own children.
Yeah. Let's look at it that way.
And after you've done it, I want you to know that after you accept money for the priceless, the man who put the money in your hand, who is worse than even you, have no respect for you.
No. Yeah. You have prostituted yourself.
You have already prostituted yourself. And even though he is worse than you for offering it, you in your moment of need and hunger or just plain lack of morality, go and take money from somebody so they could say they have secured your support? You've cursed yourself, my sons and daughters of this nation. All right. There's been some talk, and I want to know your view on it, Percival. There's been some talk about the violence and the restlessness of the waves, the sea, the activity going on in the coastal towns of those parishes that have had more Zozos and SOEs than we care to admit. What for you is what should people who are spiritual minded, what should we be thinking, doing, saying concerning that? And I don't want you to leave out of your reflections the recent public display of wizardry, the Kumina table, the one that was posted on social media as some kind of boast on how we are.
Black History Month?
Nothing to do with Black History.
That's what it was said. That's what they said.
Oh, that's what it said?
Yeah,
Black
to
History
start
Month?
up Black History Month. But it is with Dr. He has a PhD in cultural studies who led the thing. But I'm saying to you, you need to be so careful because you do not want to get into that kind of a thing. Because you open up yourself and you open up your country to that realm it is wicked. They just come to kill, to steal, and to destroy. If we believe that in doing it, we're tapping into some power. That power is a wicked power, That one, it said, eat you up, and it will spit you out. And then it opens up the other realm in terms of, I found it strange that the ferocity of the waves in the Negril, there's a lot of blood that has been shed in Westmoreland.
That's why I read
There's a lot of blood that has been shed in St. James. And even Clarendon too. We have to be, and so we must not.
There's always a lot of talk about marine spirits.
But there is too.
And because we're an island state, surrounded by the water, there's a lot of interaction between that dominion
and us
and the land.
And
there are some times when you really do feel like the sea is trying to attack the land. It's like they're coming to take something. And do you know what it looked like to me when I was watching some of the videos of the pounding of the waves and the relentless onslaught of water? It reminded me of when you, like Barbados, is the Atlantic Ocean? Barbados is one of the islands right. There is a ferocity to the movements of the ocean that is a way different profile to what you get from the warm, gentle Caribbean Sea. Caribbean Sea actually feels warm on occasions.
Because remember, Barbados is between Caribbean Sea and it's Atlantic, or is it
the Atlantic
Ocean?
Yeah.
That's right there. So here comes our guest.
Yeah.
So I will get...
Don't tell the listeners.
Sunshine is here.
There's that smile. All right, so our friends from JPS have entered.
And it's time for the 8:30 break.
Distracting us completely with the energy.
As the sunshine enters the room.
Yeah. All right, we'll take our break so we can meet and greet.
BES 100 FM brings you youth resilience and empowerment with Royton McLaren each and every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. till 7:30 p.m. A program that can enhance the family, stabilizing youth's behavior and be empowering. So tune in to BES 100 FM each and every Tuesday night where negative behaviors and attitude can be changed.
Half a tree. One already, 200. Ready, mama? Ready. Is this the confusion you feel when trying to work your way through medical systems in Jamaica? Try a dose of Ask Dr. Mary every Thursday at 5 to 6 p.m. Let Dr. Mary help you understand your medical problems and bring you to a calmer place.
Do you remember, Jolo?
Yeah, man.
Well, guess what? I allow it 4 to 6
What?
every Friday.
Boom shot.
And BES 100 FM.
Boom shot.
You ready?
Yeah, man.
You ready?
Yeah, man.
Well, I eat that.
I love it. Which part today?
Tune in, beloved people. We're there on it. Bless you.
BES FM. Boom.
Vejan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vejan Printers, your best choice in printing.
Live, camera, volume. Live it up Fridays on BES 100 FM. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with I, Ibi Lion, each and every Friday. Giving you the better vibes, heard everywhere.
Goodness mercy, it's me again, Lord, your restorer, your game changer. Join me every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and BES FM 100. It's Apostle Clive Campbell, aka the Khaki Suit Man, coming to you from 8 to 12 Orange Street, also Richmond District, Mandeville. Embrace the change.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on BES 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats. Best FM.
Good morning and welcome back. Morning Connection with our free-flowing Thursday conversation at the Ligani Club. And now, drum roll, Percival.
Welcome. So the sunshine come. No, man.
I said drum roll. And now, at the table with us, our friends from JPS. It's such a delight to see you and to meet the new lady that you've brought. So, we've been... I know.
We've seen the name all this time.
In fact, producer says, "Oh, we thought you were an AI."
You really did say that about this beautiful lady. Oh
okay.
my! You did. You did.
Oh, we know. We know JPS is big in technology. Yeah, okay, we can pinch her. But no, we're welcoming. I'm going to start with Solita because we know her name and it's the first time we're meeting her. Welcome, Miss Solita, communication assistant to none other than your wonderful team. Welcome again, my dear Miss Audrey Williams.
Pleasure to be here.
Say no, we put your middle name as Sunshine.
She brings the energy.
So much for Marie.
Marie. Sunshine Marie.
You know, as much
But
as
welcome.
we came to talk about our, I like to use the term like IVR because it sounds so techy
And cold.
telephone service that helps you, right?
Mhm.
But first, Valentine's Day is coming up.
Yes, me dear.
And because we knew that we wouldn't be here in time for Valentine's Day, because Wednesday, it's also Ash Wednesday and
Yes,
so
holiday.
on. So we said,
So thoughtful.
happy pre-Valentine's
Pre-Valentine's
Day
Oh,
to
my.
each of you.
It's chocolate.
I think it is something
We
sweet.
didn't get you anything.
Sweet company.
Oh, JPS does care.
And we, yes, so
And a rose.
for the taste buds as well as the nostril.
There you go.
And I'll take the producer's one.
All right.
I think he wants to help himself.
I'm showing off. I'm just showing off my rose and my
Oh,
bar.
my Lord. Thank you very much. We really do appreciate
You are
it.
welcome. You are welcome.
They will come
Thank
sweet
you.
us up before they talk
Well,
about
on
it.
behalf of our listeners,
Yes, we
Oh,
don't
we
have any for
really
the
do thank
listeners,
you.
but they get to watch you.
yes, that's why I have to say. And it's because they are listening that we are able to show you so much love and you show us love. We really do appreciate this program. We were claiming paternity. It's really, it have 3 parents.
Okay.
Yes,
That works,
It's
you
well
know.
blessed. 3 of us just recognizing that JPS is an important partner in this nation and so much lack of understanding in days gone by.
Yeah.
We trust that.
We're just
today.
trying to build a bridge for our listeners to really put aside misconceptions and,
Yes.
and just start fresh, recognizing that energy is an important part of whatever we're going to do going forward. We all love data, but anytime the phone die and we don't have no power, it
Yes.
doesn't really matter how much data you have sitting on your phone. So thank you again for entrusting us with this little part of your world and for giving us something from the land. These are red roses, you all.
Yes.
I get American red roses. Red rose for Gregory.
Well, that's coming up. Red rose
right.
for Minett.
Yeah, the 3 of us, thank you.
You are so welcome, and thanks for the opportunity to share what we have because, it's always important when we're able to shed a little light, no pun intended, on a situation. People say,
As long as you don't bill me for the light you're shedding.
no, this is
That-
like
It's
fun away.
This is free, love and light. So, so yes, our telephone service. People say, Lord, I have to wait so long to talk to somebody and da da da.
And listen to that song.
And yeah, that lively, beautiful song.
I remember the feel of it, but I don't remember the words.
Yeah, light up the street.
Light up the street.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, we
You
try
know,
to
like I
keep
could-
it.
I
Try to keep it
feel it,
lit.
but I
Yeah.
couldn't remember the
It's
words.
high energy. Although we know that sometimes if you're frustrated and you're angry and you get something high energy coming out, you're like,
because you want to chew up the phone.
you're like, nah, not now.
I don't want to light up anything.
But you
especially
know,
if you don't have power.
overall, we love to give people a high energy, a good energy feel.
Yeah.
And we recognize that people's time is important.
Right.
So JPS has roughly 680,000 customers.
It's grown.
So yes, so if there is an event or whatever, you and your neighbor and other people might be trying to call center might be a little
All
swamped.
at the same time.
But that doesn't mean that you can't get help because we've set up a system that you can help yourself. It will actually take your information. So if you have your phone number
Yes, on your bill.
on your bill, so meaning we have it in the system. Like if you
Right.
get, say, text messages from us, that means we
Yeah,
have
you
your
have
number.
the-
Yeah, I
Right.
get, and I
Right.
get it, and it says your bill is now due, and it's due by
Exactly,
the
which
certain
means
time.
that, so
You when it-
right, so
when
we
the bill
have
is
your
ready.
number.
Right.
So if you call from that phone number, the IVR or the telephone system is able to identify, that is Percy calling, and able to say, hey, is it about this account? And then able to give you a whole bunch of information. I'm going to allow Salita to tell you about some of the things that a telephone service can just offer to you so that you don't have to actually speak to a human being. We do love that though. We love speaking to humans, but you know, hurry, you just want the information and go. This would be very helpful. So
all right,
you can tell us some of the things.
So what are the things that the system will volunteer?
Right. So, as Audrey said, if you're calling from the telephone number that we have on the account, right up front, without having to speak to an agent, you get information such as your bill balance. So if you're just calling for your bill balance, you can get that without having to wait in the queue to speak to somebody to get that information. You get your bill balance and you get your due date.
So do you have to ask, or it just says your bill balance is
right? So it asks you if this is the account number you're calling about, right? So right up front, the number that we have on your account, it will ask you if this is the account number you're calling about, and you select yes, right? Once you select yes, then you'll be able to select if you want to get your bill balance, for example. That is what you're calling about. You can select that option to get your bill balance. So you're not calling about your bill balance and you want to maybe get details. You were disconnected and you want to find out how much you were disconnected for, what you need to pay to get reconnected. You can also select that option to get that information. So again, no need to speak to an agent. You can get that information right up front. And if, for example, you lost supply and you're wondering if there's an outage in your area and you want to know, is there an outage in my area? You can also get that information as well.
But I've noticed that because
those are the frequently asked.
Right, exactly. That's why it's critical.
And I was just thinking, like, because I'm on X or Twitter, whatever you call it, you get this information. When you're doing outages in area, you automatically, with your new system, just send it out so people are aware of what is happening. And that's something that I really do like and appreciate.
Right. So for our outage communication, so we have basically two types of outages. You have the planned outages that we know we take it out because we're going to do some repairs or do some vegetation management. And then there are the unplanned outages, like a motor vehicle took it out. We have had over 60 motor vehicle accidents since the start of 2024, taking out power.
Really?
But
we haven't had 60 days yet. Like, I mean, it's more than one per day.
Exactly. It's just been ridiculous. It's been exactly 2 point something. And so it's like, what is going on? But so you have those.
Is it on a certain new highway? I'm kidding.
It's across the board, though.
It's across the board. The new highways that are there. That's two, one south, one.
No, and I don't even think it's highway is too tough. It's regular roads. Yeah.
Oh, we're so accustomed to the highway now. We don't remember how to drive on regular roads.
But it's actually regular roads. Yeah. Breaking wooden poles, and I don't think we have wooden poles on the highway too tough. Anyway.
No, you wouldn't.
So just regular roads, and it's everywhere. It's town, it's country.
Yeah.
So you might wonder, what's up. So
telephone use.
That's exactly. So for the planned outages, you're gonna get your text message, or you're gonna get your email, or you check our Twitter and
good advance,
right? And it's there. It's all there. Which areas are gonna be out from when to when, etc. And if we are running late, we will let you know that.
Let me tell you now, you guys have really stepped up your game, I remember the days when you did not know
what was happening.
Like what's going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really, this is one of the best examples of how technology can be used to bring really better communication and customer service.
Yeah, that's something that we said, you know what, we have to do something about this. And it's really about watching the trends. I know I'm a little off message.
It's free flowing Thursday.
What was happening, we initially used to advertise primarily on radio. And that worked very well when it was 2 radio stations, maybe 3.
Yeah.
Had RJ.
Now you have about 20 radio stations.
28. Near to 30 radio stations. Yeah. So when you tell somebody that it was on air, they're like,
not everybody gets
I listen to
PQS. Exactly. And even if you were to spread it on the 30 stations, and everybody's listening at a time, so this is a message that's passing quickly, like 30 seconds or 1 minute, in a sea of radio stations, we're like, you know what? People just not hearing the message. So we said, you know what? Let's just go directly to the customer. And as the technology evolves, you can do more of that.
You use those
So you
direct
start to use the
avenues.
text messaging, you start to use the email. We even use WhatsApp if it's a particularly big outage. I remember we had a big outage. There was some work being done at the time. It was the Constant Spring. So we're doing the whole highway. It wasn't a highway. Expansion of Constant Spring Road.
Right.
And
Double.
you know, Hagley Park was doing it at the same time, and Portmore. So there was a whole lot of stuff going on, and we were going to take out a very, very big area because the roads are being widened and the lines, the poles and lines have to be put back further into the embankment. And we're like, you know what? Text and email is not going to be enough for this. WhatsApp, which is the new town crier, the digital town crier. So we had to use WhatsApp. We were on air. Story, everything.
And what we try to do with the WhatsApp messages as well is to try to drop them in like the Citizens Association groups.
Exactly.
So they can be
they will share.
circulated. Right.
Right.
No, that's just
and send it to our people in those areas. So you have your parish managers, your customer care managers, and they would have their circle of people who maybe always call them for X or Y.
Right.
So that's just an aside to say that
yes,
how
we're
bad
trying
was
the
to
outcry? And that, how bad was it?
Well, I tell you what, the outcry was more, all right, fine, but hurry up.
So there is a, all right, okay, so they understood, but then hurry up and then.
But they're like, just hurry up and do it already.
Which is way better
so
than,
it's way
than
better
we
than
want life.
What are you doing? My thing's spoiling, my this, my that. So, you know,
so that's not
it's
a
a different
cry.
kind of cry. No,
That's a
it's
sob.
like what's taking you so
sob.
long? You know, I have to go to the beach then. I have to go to my
find a way.
house. But, you know, we can't fix all the problems in the world.
No, but
and we do have our constraints.
It's a beautiful way to keep your customer engaged.
And people do appreciate that.
Yep.
So
We
back
sure
to
do.
the IVR. Back to the IVR. It also helps you to report an outage that was not planned. So I just told you about planned outages.
Right.
But you have your unplanned motor vehicle or anything else. I mean, like the other day we had, just yesterday or the day before, some unusually high winds, especially in the west, where the winds came in all kind of drama, and so something might happen, and you just need to report an outage. Exactly, it was just very unusual in February. So you can walk us through that, Salita, just you know, for our audience and for obviously Minett and Percy, just what happens? Like you make a call to. And it is 888 call JPS, which is 888-225-5577. But I remember that. 888 call JPS. Right, there you go.
Simple.
So just walk us through, like, so you want to make a report about an outage. What happens?
Right. So you contact us and you want to make a report, right? If you're calling from the telephone number that's on the account, we will have your information already. You'll be notified that there's an outage in your area, right? If it's a planned outage.
So what if I'm not in my area, but me notice one car crash?
All right.
So I call,
Right.
all right, I am identified as
Right.
Percival Palmer, but my account is in Spanish now. I'm on Hagley Park Road.
Right.
The system will take that information from me?
The system will take that information. So what will happen is that we need an account number. So it would be good if you have an account number for somebody that lives
That's in the area.
That's in the area.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So the avenue for reporting outages, even if you're just a helpful citizen, still needs to run on a particular track.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
They'll know it's Percy call, and if he was just making mischief.
Right.
But it won't say Percy, though, you know. It will.
Account number
it will say,
X.
is this
This
the
is
number?
the account number. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's where you're calling about your account.
Right.
That's very helpful because to go and repeat the bill address, the account number.
Right.
and
So
some-
you have your text message. So your account number is ready. It will ask you, is this for this account? Let us say you say
suppose
no,
we
it's
have 3
not.
accounts on my phone bill.
Or you're at your mother's house. Yes,
Right.
Mom, just send me the bill. And then you make the call.
Right.
And then it will ask you, put in your customer number. So you will boop, 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 and your number sign. It's going to direct you, you know, you don't have to guess. There's no guesswork.
So may I ask, is there a companion system that deals with non-account holders? Not your consumers now. So this is uniquely queued for your customers.
Right. Yes.
So is there, or we just, that one?
So for the non-account holders, so you may want to
have to
speak
to
to a person, an actual human being. But from it is your account, or even just somebody's account that you have.
Once you
there
have
are a range of things that you can report. So it doesn't just say, is there an outage? It will give you some options. So it will say, if you want to report a broken line, do you want to report a fire?
Yeah.
Do you want to report a new outage? Do you want to hear what are the planned outages? There's a whole menu. So it don't just say outages. There's a whole menu of
My
outage
question
types.
now, my question now, because some of us don't trust technology. We feel like it gone in some cloud where nobody's looking to see what went up there. Is there a process that then confirms to me that my information is getting real time?
Yes, you actually get a report number. Once you have completed logging the report, you get a report number.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use a report number.
And I can use that to track.
You can use it to track.
Make sure I wasn't
and
being
say,
scammed.
Right. You can call back if you wish to speak to anyone, but you don't have to. And say, this is my report number, such, PR, whatever, or SL if it's a street light, or whatever, and you give them your number. And then on the back end, now there are people receiving the information on the back end who are sorting for outages, street lights.
Also people within the organization
right,
at the back end and say, okay.
So that, and it's the same thing that happens with the mobile app. So you put in your information in the mobile app, you get your report number. There's somebody on the back end who is working those orders and saying, okay, guys, there's an emergency, there's a fire here. So, and here's the thing too, you might make a report. Let's say you report an outage, and it's in the queue to be looked after. However, somebody else comes and reports a fire. Ooh, priority. Yeah, that's a priority call. So while you were very important and remain important, the fire now is a priority call and it gets
you know
ahead
what?
of you.
Especially if it's my neighbor's fire, 'cause I don't want it spread to me.
Yes,
my neighbor
absolutely. So that comes in front, and then they are going to be dealt with. So the person might say, you know, I thought you said X amount of time you were going to be here. And it's not the case. But sometimes we have priority calls that if it is about safety, if it's about life, property, in danger, those are automatically put to the front of the line, and then you wait.
Okay.
And then outages that, so when we're looking to restore people, the outages that are affecting the greatest number.
You said that before.
Exactly.
Are the ones that get
exactly. So that's like your hurricane restoration, but it's also a principle that the greatest good to the greatest number, and then you work it down. So if you are on what we call a lateral, so that's like you're not on the main, but you're on a side road off a side road off a side. And if you want,
help you.
And if you want,
call your MP.
The important still in
call your MP. I call your council.
No, man, we're coming.
The cavalry is coming.
But understand that big group over there is gonna get attended first, especially if it has
probably there's a school or a hospital.
Exactly.
All of us have had or IVR experiences. We lost our luggage last time we traveled, and I entered into IVR hell.
Oh.
There are some airlines that operate in foreign countries where they don't speak. This is where we're getting to. They don't even speak English. So one of the first things is to choose the language.
Yes.
If you happen to hear the
option to choose the language.
Sometimes. Oh my goodness, it was horrible. And I'm a technology girl. I am not afraid of. Sometimes it's even better to be picking through the options than to have a very bad customer service person trying to. So, but that one terrified me. Now you have to let our customers know that yours is
in Spanish.
Right.
How quickly can we get to engage?
I get to in patois.
Maybe you can talk to the agent. Tell the agent that you need patois. You know, I don't understand. You're talking about patois. Maybe they could.
But how easy is it to move from the robot voice to a human?
Okay, that's really easy because that's one of the options that you get. And even before, I should have mentioned this, even before you get to the options, at the very, very beginning, if there is a big event, like say, the weather condition that rip this and tear that and so on, you're going to get that even before you are asking for something. So it says, there are a number of outages due to adverse weather or due to XYZ, and they're in this area, and we are trying to get to you as quickly as possible. We understand that you need the power, and we are working on it. So before...
So the IVR does that?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
it does. Yes, it does. So we can change and put any relevant message that is necessary.
On your IVR?
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
Yes.
that's cool.
Yeah, man. So our self-serve phone system will help you to know, because when stuff like that happens, you might get a whole rush of people saying, oh my gosh, XYZ. And so they rush
We
in.
want persons to know up front.
So
We are aware.
up front, we know we're on it. So if that's why you're here, it's okay. So we free up the passage for those who are coming through for other reasons.
Right.
So we
Okay.
try
Yeah.
to proactively handle mass issues like that via the self-serve.
The self-serve.
And you can also even check
Yes,
for
so I want
outages
to-
in your area
So-
before you get into it.
So I want to know, how can I slip out of the spool or the loop into
Yes.
a
Yes.
human, into a human?
You want to
It asks
do you want to
asks you,
speak
do
to
you
our-
want to
to
speak
speak
to
to our
The
customer
option is
service?
there. So
Yeah.
after it gives you the immediate welcome and ask you if this is the account number you're calling about, and if you're reporting an outage, and if you don't want any of those options,
Right.
it gives you right on that main.
What's the
number
response
to
time?
speak to her.
Okay, the response time is not bad. I think the last statistic that we got, I don't know if we have the collation up to the end of 2023. I suppose we do by now. I think it was about 20 minutes. However, I'm going to qualify that by saying it depends on if
Does
there are
response time
spikes.
mean wait time? What do you mean by response time?
Wait time in terms of, okay, don't use the IVR, but you want to talk to an
Contact
agent.
agent. It would like to be roughly 20 minutes. Yeah.
With that nice
it
little
could.
song.
It depends.
Yeah?
It
And you like
depends.
the
It could
nice
be
little
less.
song?
We probably should double check that. I probably should double check that and let you know so you can announce it if I'm wrong. And that's an average. So you don't have to be that long. You could actually be much shorter. But I myself sometimes have tested it just to see
what the experience
what
is
happens.
like.
Because, it's one thing. Yes, go ahead.
Right, and there's actually a great feature. So if you're unable to wait, right, and say you're calling from credit and your credit is
Right, so
running
don't I hear the
low,
lady
right.
talking to you on the phone.
We have an awesome callback feature.
Okay.
Right. So you can.
I've seen that.
You
That
can,
has happened
you
to
can,
me.
You can request a
I've seen-
callback.
yes.
We'll hold your place in the queue. So wherever you were in the queue, we'll hold your place in the queue, and we'll call you back when it's your time.
I think that's a really, and I'm not just saying it because I'm saying it is such a boss
It's a really
feature.
great feature.
It is because a lot of people, the complaint is my credits are done.
Right.
So to explain the toll free,
Even though
if
it's
you have a
toll-free.
flow line. So
Yes.
if you have a flow landline, it's toll free. But if you are calling from a cell phone or if you're calling from a Digicel phone, mark you there's a line that if you're calling from Digicel, you still pay but at a reduced rate. But then let's say you're like, I just can't. Then you can get a call back. And that's on us.
Yeah.
So right
I love
there,
the callback
yeah,
feature,
you win in many
you
ways.
You can then go do other things without the phone
Absolutely.
glued to your ear.
Exactly.
Listening to
you
the
get
song
your
and cursing
time and you
GPS.
save your cost.
Right.
You don't have to, finish your credit. And you get your problem dealt with. So it's
It
great
really
win-win-win.
works. It really works. It has worked for me.
And I don't think I've
Great.
actually
Happy
to hear
seen
that.
it on
Nothing like a
anybody
real
else.
testimonial,
Yeah, it has
like
worked
an
for me.
lie
Like I'm here going and I'm
Yeah.
say, all right.
Let's
Call back
Let's
and they
see,
call me
let's
back
see.
and say, are you your son? So did you call? I say, yeah, and I told them, and it was quickly resolved.
Awesome.
You know, the
Awesome.
only, yeah, I
Can
don't
we
think
get into
I've-
the one?
Testimonial.
and I don't think I've seen that on anybody else's system, quite honestly.
No, it's true. You
Yeah,
make a
Yeah.
call
the
back.
callback feature
Yeah.
is a great feature.
And even though I don't want to be telling tales out of school, but along the same line, we are looking to make life quicker and easier for the customers coming into the office. I shouldn't say anything more, right? I must have bust it out just
Don't
yet.
bust it
Come
out
in,
yet.
come in, come
When you
in.
come back.
When you come back.
Coming to a parish office near you. But we, in the same way we're making it easier on the phone, we're making it easier in the office
On the
as well,
ground.
because we want all of our touch points to be that much
At the
easier,
same
that much
time.
quicker, that much
Standard.
more convenient.
Yeah.
Right.
We go for our 9 o'clock break at this point
Wow.
in time. It's so time fly when you're having
Yes,
fun.
we're
And
done
sunshine, you're not
already.
leaving us yet.
Yes, we have to go.
Say goodbye.
We'll come back after, no problem.
Yes. Yes, so we can say goodbye properly.
Okay, we can say goodbye.
No
Yeah, yeah.
problem.
Thank you.
Bess FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
Maljam Auto Parts, the place with the most courteous staff for all your Mazda needs, is doing it again. A new Maljam trailer has arrived with parts to meet any and every Mazda need. Call 461-1786 or 923-4389. Maljam Auto Parts, 9 Kingswood Avenue off Waltham Park Road, Kingston, for all your Mazda needs.
Do you remember Jollo?
Yeah, man.
Well, guess what? I allow it 4 to 6
What?
every Friday.
Boom shot.
On Best 100 FM.
Boom shot.
You ready?
Yeah, man.
You ready?
Yeah, man.
Well, I eat that.
I love it. Which part today?
Tune in, beloved people. We're there funny. Bless you.
Best FM. Boom.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all, you can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Haggard Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice in printing.
Half a tree, 100, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi style?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
Yeah, try calling, cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
Grandpa, where are you going?
But see ya, I have business done by JPS and I need Stephen to take me. I'm going to see what I owe and pay.
You don't have to leave the yard, Pops. Just call 888-225-5577.
You mean to tell me, say, me not have to wait in line anymore?
We have recognized the number that you are calling from as being attached to account number 301842.
Watch ya. How them get me new number? How them know it's me?
Grandpa, I registered your account. So when you call from this phone, JPS already knows you and then just give you information.
Look where me live, Fissy. Thank God for you young people.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats. Best FM.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You know, we love company. And we've had excellent company this morning. We just took some extra time with the ladies from JPS, Miss Salita Thomas, and our wonderful effervescent
Audrey Sunshine Williams.
Audrey Sunshine Williams. And honestly, we could keep going because we've entered new topics which are not on your script. But we just wanted to say thank you for spending the half an hour with us. It's one of the quickest half an hours ever.
I know, right?
and for bearing gifts.
So we want you to enjoy it, you know, whatever the season is, we're here for it because we are the company of all seasons.
Yeah, that is so true.
That's true.
And this IBR system.
Right, yes. Well done with your IBR system.
It really works. It
we
really
will
works.
share that with the team because they really put a lot of sweat into it.
Really work. It really
Midnight
work.
oil.
You know, it sounds like the innovators behind it saw themselves as customers. And know what they would want.
That really is what it is.
And listening to the
listening. Taking a lot of feedback. A lot of these things are really coming out of customer surveys. If you tell us, these are my pain points. That's all right.
I hear you.
Where they're scratching, you go fix it.
Yeah.
Right. One by one, working our way down the list.
It's beautifully done.
So,
and you're going to discover that people will put up with a lot of things if you're talking to them and you're hearing them. Not to say you should give us more to put up with.
No. They're getting better. They're getting better.
All right. So thank you again, Salita. And
final meeting, Salita. Yes. Final meeting, Salita.
Have a beautiful Thursday.
You too.
And we'll have a beautiful Valentine's.
Yes.
The rose will last. I mean, I'm going to make sure it does.
Put it in the fridge and in water.
We're not too far from here.
Or maybe spray it. I think spray it with a little water.
I shall report to you on how it survives.
Okay.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you too.
Thanks, ladies.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. It's a slow goodbye. All right. I see Conrad online saying he learned something. Let me figure out exactly what he learned. But he says, wow, I just learned something. 680,000 customers. That was
fascinating. Remember, there's a difference between customers and
consumers. Yes. But remember, the customer is the account. The household might have 4 or 5 persons. The number, I was looking at it and thinking, how does that relate to the population?
Mm-hmm.
But if you have 1 million people, or if you have 1 million households, or if you have 2 million households, your population is just based on how many persons are in a household.
Right.
And each household might have 1 account.
Yeah. But that's true, but what I know, I don't want us to miss the consumers versus the customers.
I know, you always love that point. But
when they said it,
but a lot of consumers, they were talking then about the illegal connections.
Right, the people, consumers, say, so when they come down, and just telling us the story that the person got so when you come down, they still got me right.
So 680,000 customers. I don't know that we refuse to stand still and be counted. So I don't know how many households are in Jamaica.
We talk about that, in terms of the census. Where's that now? Because that should have been completed.
I think the Statistical Institute is probably hoping nobody asks.
Yeah,
Do not ask us about the census.
No, because really, that is...
But you can count cattle easier than you count Jamaicans.
But, that's unfortunate.
The cattle will allow themselves. We won't stay still to be counted.
No, it's unfortunate. I know it goes back to trust. Trust.
Does it ever leave trust?
It is that, it is so very... It's unfortunate. Trust, and some of them are use it.
Percival.
And then something that never helped us. COVID never helped us at all.
We need to put Earl Brown in the naughty corner.
Company of all seasons, hot and
rain. Hot and rain. No, we don't have cold. So we only have sunshine and rain. It get hot or rain or fall.
No, it get
and even
cold.
when rain or fall, sometimes it's still hot.
I recall.
I don't mind our single season.
I recall that we actually had snow in Jamaica. Do you remember there was snow in, I think it's Coleyville, there are a place in Coleyville. It was so cold. No, it was snow.
I'm not going with you with the snow. I know we've had frost.
Frost, but a snow.
We've had frost. Who call it snow?
The people that moved up there and said, this is snow. That was a report.
In flakes falling to the ground?
Yeah. Not
Anyway,
possible, but
it can be quite cold in Jamaica, please. 680,000 accounts is being emphasized. I actually think, I mean, the number of accounts should go with the number of households.
it is. It should.
And maybe not even households really, because in law, you can have 2 households in one structure.
You can.
Anyways, they have 680,000 accounts. But I love their IVR system.
No, it
it's
works.
one of the
It
best
works.
that I've heard.
It works
described.
for me because I was on it and I was trying to sort out the renovation of my house and I had to pay. I was trying to
Did
get
you
something.
go prepaid, by the way?
I didn't. I'd done postpaid and I left it up to my
Your tenant?
tenant to say what they will do, whether they go post or prepaid. I recommended it to them. I said, if you do prepaid, you can better manage what you're doing. But it still, because I had to do the whole contracting with them and what was happening. Yeah, so it is.
Oh, the ladies left and our energy dropped.
It does? No,
You don't miss them?
I miss them. I miss sunshine. And it was,
It's getting a little overcast now that they've left.
No, it's still
Now
a
we have
little
to
bit chilly.
Now we have to return to things Jamaican.
Yeah, and what's happening on the street.
I want to hear a word of what's happening on the street, yes, because nomination day is usually very quiet, isn't it?
Are quite very lively, depending on what is happening.
You want to open your box?
See?
And yes, since you
Yeah.
are such a man who like to share. All right, before the ladies came and distracted us with their glorious presence, we were looking at what is called in the newspaper now as a vex vote.
A vex vote
Vex
for the St.
vote.
Thomas people. Then.
Yeah, but it's not just St. Thomas. I think vex votes going to give a lot of people victory in other places other than St. Thomas. But St. Thomas definitely. In fact, I feel like there are some places outside of St. Thomas where people's vexation over St. Thomas is going to affect their vote. Because really, it's been something else to see the conditions of the road that persons have had to deal with and to sort of understand that better management of that contract could have brought them some respite at an earlier time.
remember,
In fact, they're not even out of the woods yet, from what I hear.
No, they're not out of the woods
it's not
because
finished.
all right, opening, and I hear some people saying that we shouldn't open the road, but then there are drainage problems that have not been fixed, and I'm saying to myself, if people are saying if there's a drainage problem in terms of taking the excess water off the roads, before you know it, one of the things that destroys the roads in Jamaica is when there's not proper drainage. Because if I've seen roads that have been built over 50 years ago and they are still good roads. You know of any such road?
No. I'm
Yeah.
looking at you to wonder which one. Because
No,
even some of the
I'm-
fairly new roads.
No, I'm talking about
Yeah?
like in some city, the roads, those,
Okay.
that scheme was put down.
I want to share a quote from the mayor of Morant Bay. And there are some things he says in it that I think are instructive on how
voter.
people feel and how they respond to the efforts of their local government, any of their representatives. The first part of this article, written by Erica Virtue, senior Gleaner writer, puts paid to something that the Prime Minister himself was saying, that you need growth in the economy before you can get infrastructure like roads. Because everywhere else in the world, I believe, people are at one that good infrastructure is a prerequisite for growth. If you have good roads and certain facilities installed, it attracts business, it makes investment more fruitful, and it just motivates people to do better all around. It's not every expenditure for the benefit of the people that comes only after the wealth reach. There are some things that you're going to have to even borrow money to do it because those are drivers for growth. We at one?
Yeah.
And things like road, things like having
garbage collection.
Things like, well, clearly we don't believe with that in garbage collection, but there are some things, hospitals, education. You have to have those in order to drive.
They work alongside the other things that are
Yeah,
happening.
they're the drivers, meaning them at the front.
And if
They're not
people are
in the
well, then you
backseat
have
chilling.
people who are productive.
Yeah. And health is one of them, because unhealthy people can't work hard. So it begins. Despite the massive road improvement program benefiting the underdeveloped parish of St. Thomas, Morant Bay. Pause here. St. Thomas is underdeveloped, yet you're spending a lot of money on road. That's not because of growth. That's because you want to put in infrastructure to drive growth.
And recent
Not saying Morant Bay don't deserve it, by the way, because I think they do. The mayor says the government's disregard for the residents and their livelihoods during the work process has caused disaffection with the electorate, and the opposition believes that disaffection will increase its showing due to what they call vexed votes. Now, we were joking about vexed money.
The ladies mentioned vexed money.
And I always thought it was women who had to understand vexed money. But you're telling me that as a father, you have to make sure your daughter has vexed money.
She must
be free to get vexed and leave, and not be dependent on anybody to get her home safely. So now we have the vexed vote. And I'm saying to Percival that this concept of vexed vote is going to be operative everywhere. Because when you see, I think there are some people who get vexed over the abuse they see in another place.
And
they themselves might not be suffering, but they see how much somebody else is suffering, and they say, no man, this government should do better.
And a lot of people are saying that,
But that's why the diaspora is so
and a lot of people are saying that
on our behalf.
You see this disregard, you see this issue with what has happened with the political ombudsman.
Yeah.
What is happening in a lot of areas. People are saying, no, you're just doing your thing. People are saying, civil society saying no. A lot of public saying no.
Even the criminals are saying no. And you're pressing on. You're in parliament. The parliamentary opposition is saying no. Can we have a more inclusive approach to this thing? And you just use your 1,000-pound gorilla weight and ram things through. Simply because you have, that power under restraint is far more effective and has greater longevity than this naked brute force, I can do it, therefore. They are about to learn.
It's unfortunate.
All of us going to learn. So anyway, the PNP is shamelessly receiving and welcoming the vexed vote. That is not your ideal vote. Come on, let's think about it. I mean, you take any vote you get is really what this is boiling down to. But your ideal vote is one where people see you as the better choice or the best choice, where people see a clear alignment between your plans and your ideals and what they envisage for their country. It's really not the vexed vote that you're going for. That's not your prime achievement.
No,
but you then go and get plenty of vexed votes, mind you.
Protest. It's a protest vote. Yeah.
But then the mayor continued to say that this is a piece, just an observation he made that interests me. He says that the level of disaffection is significant, and he claimed that supporters of the ruling JLP have offered their support to him, especially because of the advocacy he has provided on their behalf. So there's a point at which, despite how deep the tribal blood might flow, there's a point at which you just want your environment to be in proper order so you can function well. It don't matter whether you're JLP, PNP, UIC, or undecided. Anybody who steps to the plate and represent you, advocate for you, displays the leadership quality that you're looking for. So Mr. Hubert Williams says members of the JLP have appreciated his advocacy and have promised to support him.
You see, remember I was saying something to you?
Yeah.
Radio personality. This is in 2016.
Yes.
Of action has been dragged before.
You gotta read it a little louder, my
was
brother.
sued for breaching contract. This is
which radio personality is that?
The person is running a pop mayor in
Oh, so he's a former broadcaster?
Yeah, he still is, and he's been sued.
Sued for breaching contract?
Yeah.
Percy, you have to remember, that anybody can sue anybody.
Yeah,
You're being sued.
Don't mean anything.
You're being sued don't mean anything. It just means you're alive and doing something.
I'm a brother. I'm a sister.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Let's see. Well, the mayor is confident now that the voting pattern is going to work for the PNP. So, the mismanagement, this is what they have labeled. It's not that the project late, it's that it's been mismanaged.
Remember, the project was signed off on before, and then when the government changed, they went back to it and redesigned it. And I find that unfortunate because if and somebody can correct me, if the concept and of the project was correct, why did the government go back and just redraft?
Did they go back into contract? Because that's usually
that's what they did.
That's usually the case. You want to change the contractor and you can't just fire him, because then the damages would be horrendous. So you end up just you revisit the contract, you terminate whatever is going on, and you change up the scope, kind of in a very shallow way, and it's a whole new thing, and you go back again, and
do those things?
And the person who you want to get it can now get it.
Is that what happened?
I don't know. I'm just giving you a scenario. I don't know if that's what happened, but if the citizens believe that the contract was mismanaged, and by virtue of that, it continued for longer than it should, then you're going to have a warm time trying to tell them that all these delays were reasonable. That after a while, their pain overwhelmed whatever arguments you're putting forward. And I think that happened some time ago, meaning that moment passed a long time with the St. Thomas Road situation. The Gleaner editorial has caught your eye, my brother.
ECJ blunders.
What are they saying? That the Electoral Commission should not be involved in the ombudsman business?
I agree. But I'm listening and I'm listening and I'm listening.
You're not finding too many people agreeing to it?
Yeah. And if you hear a lot of people saying that, what happens is that something.
Well, says the Gleaner editor, it is exceedingly rare, if ever, that this newspaper has had cause to disagree with or criticize the Electoral Commission of Jamaica. So history has been made.
Yes.
They are being criticized by the Gleaner. But the ECJ has never before endorsed or declared its willingness to give expression to the government's bad idea of subsuming the political ombudsman in the commission, which brings us to our oft-repeated declaration about bad policy. What's worse than their formulation is their implementation. In that regard, Earl Jarrett, the chairman of the ECJ, and his fellow commissioners still have an 11th hour opportunity, if they have not done so as yet, to avoid being complicit in foisting a bad policy on Jamaicans and in the long term do harm to the commission. So the legislation has been passed. The Gleaner is trailing the triumphant you know, when the returning heroes come into town, and they have their entourage or their parade. The Gleaner is trailing it and crying, beware, beware. What you have done is not good for the institution itself or ultimately for Jamaica. But, you know, except for the bad motive behind it, I believe it can work, you know. It can work for the Electoral Commission to have responsibility for that portfolio. You set up a separate department that deals with it. You staff it adequately, maybe by just bringing in the people who, what you want to be careful of is mixing the water.
Which is what I listen to Samoda.
Yes.
I listen to Bunting.
Yes.
And I think they have been former commissioners. And what they basically been saying, yes, we're in agreement that the political ombudsman only come into real work when elections are going on.
Yes, so it's
So therefore, you have the person in itself there, but you
have
give
no
them
work for them.
you give them administrative support through the electoral commission or somebody, someplace. So because it's only in that time you have one place, you make complaints, and then they using staff which somebody else have. It could be Integrity Commission, it could be anybody to give the administrative support. That's what they were saying.
Well, to me, you're either doing it or you're not doing it. We don't need a political ombudsman to keep fair play during, or let's put it this way, you don't need a government-funded office to maintain fair play in the field during election campaign. You don't. Even that Citizens for Free and Fair Election group, which established itself and has some credibility,
could do it.
Could do it. You don't need to use taxpayers' money to maintain order between contestants. You don't.
Yeah, but then one of the complaints was that they referee, but they can't penalize people for bad behavior.
Okay, so that's why you don't need them. What you need, if you need anything at all, you need eligibility criteria under the Representation of the People's Act.
Right.
Make it a true representation of the People's Act, not a numbers game about how to fill out forms and run election, which is all it does right now. You need clear statutory prescriptions in the appropriate instruments of law that sets the framework for how candidates behave. That's it. And if they misbehave, the consequences that are there will flow. Then you need political parties who are knowledgeable about this framework and who are teaching and training and coaching their people on good behavior. The culture has to shift.
Okay.
And no ombudsman, however spontaneously they emerge, can shift the culture. Because by the time the ombudsman enters the field, people are already into whatever them do. It done bad already. And you know. Yeah. So the truth of it is, one of the things we need to stay away from as a developing country.
It's like a problem and put somebody.
As you see a problem, you create something in the government. When would the government end? All of us would then be working for government. Because every time something happened, we created all kinds of institutions just like that. And then
people.
Those institutions become weaponized as political assassinators or assassins. They become useful now as agents of state terror, and they fall into disrepute, and you then try to bury them like what they're doing. It's because the ombudsman caused offense why the government turn on the office and trying to write it off. What they really want to do is write it off out of existence, because when you put it with the ECJ that have neither the talent nor the scope to deal with it, they're just gonna leave it there. And when something happens,
they just refer it and then we make a thing, and then bring them into it. It's that time again.
Really?
It's 9:30 that time again.
All right, we'll take our break.
100 FM brings you youth resilience and empowerment with Royton McLaren each and every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. till 7:30 p.m. A program that can enhance the family, stabilizing youth's behavior and be empowering. So tune in to Bess 100 FM each and every Tuesday night where negative behaviors and attitude can be changed.
Half a tree. One already, 200. Ready, mama? Ready. Is this the confusion you feel when trying to work your way through medical systems in Jamaica? Try a dose of Ask Dr. Mary every Thursday at 5 to 6 p.m. Let Dr. Mary help you understand your medical problems and bring you to a calmer place.
Do you remember, Jolo?
Yeah, man.
Well, guess what? I allow it 4 to 6
What?
every Friday.
Boom shot.
And Best 100 FM.
Boom shot.
You ready?
Yeah, man.
You ready?
Yeah, man.
Well, I eat that.
I love it. Who's
Tune
partying
in. Tune in, beloved people. We're there for it. Bless you.
Best FM. Boom.
Vejan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vejan Printers, your best choice in printing.
Live, camera, volume. Live it up Fridays on Bess 100 FM. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with I, Ibi Lion, each and every Friday. Giving you the better vibes, heard everywhere.
Goodness mercy, it's me again, Lord, your restorer, your game changer. Join me every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and Best FM 100. It's Apostle Clive Campbell, aka the Khaki Suit Man, coming to you from 8 to 12 Orange Street, also Richmond District, Mandeville. Embrace the change.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats. Best.
Welcome back to the final segment of the morning's program. And yes, let me hold up my box and say thank you again. It's chocolates, everyone. Chocolates and roses. And one chocolate lover right here says the lovely kind. How you feel about chocolates?
I love chocolate.
This. And you got a
wedding, I think.
Oh, it's your pen. Yeah, so thank you. It's not always that we get gifts. So we do appreciate the generosity. What were we talking about, Pastor Percival? Oh, you were looking again at the ferocity of the waves in Westmoreland.
And
being who we are, we cannot help but note that the ferocity of the waves is right up there with the ferocity of the unlawful activities. The killing of children.
Innocent people.
Yeah. The overall mayhem that is taking place in those communities, including beautiful Hanover, where the principal of a school has been arrested as being possibly complicit in the murder of the bursar in Hanover.
Oh, they arrested the principal?
Yes, they arrested the principal.
What does that mean?
I mean, it's just beyond. Whew, you couldn't even make that up if you wanted to. So there are some things happening in the island. We have spoken about the connection between human behavior and certain events in nature. There's one school of thought that when the laws of God are broken repeatedly, it causes disquiet in the natural realm, and you'll see the sea, you'll get earthquakes, you'll get all kinds of, unusual rainfall, spontaneous fires. It's like nature itself becomes restless. I was listening to someone speaking on it. I did not agree that the scripture she mentioned suggested all of that. But we do know that when laws are broken, they have a consequence both in the spiritual and in the natural realm. And we see it here. We see it in operation. If you think about it, no place is safe. Even if you say, okay, I'm not going to walk with cash. I'm going to keep my money in the bank, and as I need it, I use a card. Before you know it,
somebody is going to take it out.
Somebody has spent off all your money. If you take it out and have it in your house, somebody tear down your door, and just like there's no safe harbor. And I believe it's a good note to end the morning on, just a return to what brought us into this program anyway, the reminder, the knowledge and awareness that there are rules that God has set for mankind to exist, to live peaceably, and how we should operate. And when we break them, consequences. And we're beginning to see them. And the reason that I'm very convinced on this point is because each time we put up an excuse for why something hasn't worked, like, let's say, with the bloodshed and the crime and violence, we say it's because the nation ungovernable, or because families are condoning and hiding the wrongdoers. And we say, okay, if we put in a SOE or a state of emergency or zones of special operations, and we block all the corridors and, arrest all the young men and lock them away. We do that, and it pops up somewhere else. And then when we have the whole island under lockdown, nature itself revolts. You get drought, you get famine, you get plague like the pandemic, you get the sea. Just what you showed there of that water just rushing through the place as if this is part of the sea now.
And then
scary.
And the walls that they built, even in Negril, they said that they had pointed out to them that, that thing is deteriorating. And so said, I see those 3 buses, the seawall does move and the buses are covered over. So
in no time, the truth is, I see there's like a headline about the Climate Resilience Fund. Oh, please, you better just call it an insurance rebuilding fund. If the place is not just left over to nature, because it's not everywhere is left in a condition where you can rebuild, and sometimes the cost of rebuilding mitigates against rebuilding. So it just needs to be a climate compensation fund so people can move.
Yeah, but even all right, if you go back to the very beginning, when God set a natural order, beginning of creation, and God set a natural order of how it be, and then we stepped out of what God has said, and then he cursed. This is what sin does, He cursed the rebellion. He said, because you have rebelled, this is what's going to happen. It's going to become tough for you. And
he cursed the land.
And it has continued. It continued. And that is why it says that creation is waiting for the manifestations of the sons of God. Because when man comes back in alignment to what God wants, the whole creation responds positively to it. And I think that is why in Revelation they see a new heaven and a new earth coming. You think there's going to be a new earth and a new heaven?
Mm-hmm.
So we can do what we want.
There's not escaping.
Yeah.
We can't escape the reality of the Word of God and the truth of it. And it imposes itself on us.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what we're seeing.
When in places like Colombia, there's somebody who actually did a documentary on when the innocent blood and then the Christians got together and prayed. The guy who led it eventually died. He was killed by the cartels.
Mm-hmm.
But then it caused a revival to break out, and even for the crops that came before the land wasn't producing, and you saw some humongous like pumpkin and something, listen, because the Christians had repented on behalf of the nation, and the land responded to it in terms of the crops that came out of it. So
there's a lot of empirical data to confirm what you're saying, even outside of the Colombia experience. Before we close the program, it's 9:43 a.m. and in a short while we will be heading on our weekend. I just want to speak a word of condolence to the family of the late Justice C. Dennis Morrison, OJCD, KC, former president of the Court of Appeal of Jamaica, a very frequent visitor to the Ligadine Club. In fact, I know he and Janet were members. Wow, what can one say? We know that life on this earth is not eternal. So there is a time when all of us depart. And Dennis was of an age when his departure is not a shock or a surprise to anyone. He had lived a full life, I guess some might say. He has passed on social media, all around the place. You would see information concerning the recognition of his life and the various events that are being staged. I think the Court of Appeal is sitting tomorrow, and then I know that his funeral service, which is I think on the 22nd of February. I won't be here, but I'm hoping to participate in one of the events which will honor his life. He was just a fantastic person.
Individual, man of integrity.
I mean, beyond his skill and academic accomplishments, he was a fine individual. So personable and caring and committed to his craft and gentle in spirit. Oh my goodness. I know that he will be missed. I know he will be missed. So, certainly my personal condolences to his wife and his children, who are no doubt in a lot of pain, because he was just that kind of person. Even if he had lived this time, there are some people who at 1,000 years it's still too soon. You don't want to see them go. I believe he was one
That's his legacy.
Yeah.
Legacy that goes ahead of him.
Really a great guy, what I could say. So that's it. Mr. Dennis Morrison has gone home. And one of the things that struck me, we see Justice Panton, who is a former president of the Court of Appeal also. We see him serving so ably at the Integrity Commission, and I see him being appointed to other places. So you know that there is a wealth of experience and knowledge that resides in these retired persons, and it is a loss to the country. I mean, Justice Morrison, Dennis Morrison dying, I said, oh, that's like a brilliant mind, which I pray that before he departed, as many persons who could draw from him have done so that, as you say, the legacy will speak for itself. So farewell, Dennis, and to his family, our condolences. Certainly my condolences.
And as we leave, we close the time, today's nomination day. Today is the 8th day of February. Election day is on the 26th day of February, 8 and 8. We started by saying it really begins with new beginnings, and I just encourage us as we are here as individuals, as Jamaicans, let's vote on issues. Let us remind our leaders, even as we go to vote for them at the local government, which is very powerful in terms of a lot of our issues are really local, that indeed we call our leaders, those who are coming up for election, to be elected to serve us, to be people of integrity, people who believe and understand that they serve under the delegated authority of God. And his throne is built upon righteousness and justice, and that is how we are expecting whoever is elected to run the different municipal councils, whoever is elected to serve as the mayor of Portmore and the municipal council of Portmore. Just be reminded that God is looking and God is watching, and you are to be held accountable for what God is doing in your own lives.
Amen.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you. Back in the studio, Lloydie, have a great weekend. And right here at the Ligony Club, thank you to our sponsors, to our producer, Mr. Lawrence, and Pastor Percival as the co-host. You all have a good weekend, and thank you, thank you, thank you. Shalom.
We can make a change. We can make a change. Come together. Whoa, yeah. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be, the victim. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be, the victim. My heavens declare Rastafari glory. Haile Selassie manifests his life. Now I shall tell of my story, 'cause this story has been lies, yeah. Contradicting themselves in every illustration. greater people. Solidarity. Solidarity. Everybody wants the same thing, don't they? Everybody wants a happy end. They wanna see the game on Saturday. They wanna be somebody's friend. Everybody wanna work for a living. Everybody want their children warm. Everybody wants to be forgiven. They want a shelter from the storm. Look at me, I hate your enemy. We walk on common ground. We don't need to fight each other. What we need, solidarity. Oh, solidarity. Solidarity. Oh, yeah. Solidarity. Nobody likes to ask for money. Nobody likes to play the clown. Nobody likes to wait in a long line. Nobody likes being pushed around. Everybody wants a family protected. They want to express themselves. Everybody wants to live forever. Look at me, I ain't your enemy. Don't believe everything you hear. This is no time to fight each other. What we need. Solidarity. Solidarity. Oh, solidarity. Solidarity. Oh, yeah. Solidarity. 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 Oh, solidarity. Solidarity. Hey, people! Everybody wants the same thing, don't they? Everybody wants a happy end. They wanna see the game on Saturday. They wanna be somebody's friend. What we need, solidarity. Solidarity. Whoa, solidarity. Lord, solidarity. Oh yes, solidarity. Solidarity. Solidarity.
sinners who has hurt all mankind. Just save his soul, believe one love. What about a one love? What about a let's get together and feel alright. As it was in the beginning, one love. So shall it be in the end. One heart. Alright. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Almost in. Let's get together to fight this holy Armageddon. One love. So when the man comes, there will be no doom. One song. Have pity on those whose chances grow thin. There ain't no hiding place from the Father of creation. Yeah. One love. What about the one? One love. What about the let's get together and feel alright? I'm pleading to mankind. One love. One heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. So let's gonna get together and feel alright.
Bess 100 FM, broadcasting live in all 14 parishes. Hanover 100.5, 100.9. St. James 100.9. Trelawney 100.3, 100.9. St. Anne 100.3, 100.5. St. Mary 100.5. Westmoreland 100.1, 100.5. St. Elizabeth 100.1, 100.5. Manchester 100.1, 100.5. Clarendon 100.1, 100.5, 100.9. St. Catherine 100.5, 100.9. St. Andrew 100.5, 100.9. St. Thomas 100.5 and 100.9. Bess FM, giving you the better vibe.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I ever met. You're simply the best.
Bess FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
Grandpa, where are you going?
But see, I have business done by JPS and I need Stephen to take me. I'm going to see what I owe and pay.
You don't have to leave the yard, Pops. Just call 888-225-5577.
You mean to tell me, say, me not have to wait in line anymore?
Grandpa, I registered your account. So when you call from this phone, JPS already knows you and then just give you information.
Look where me live, Fissy. Thank God for you young people.
Do you need reliable health care?
We have it. Yes, we do. Great George Street Pharmacy. Shop number 897 Great George Street, Savannah, Lamar, Westmoreland. Opening hours, Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call us at 876-603-7372 or WhatsApp us at 876-205-0499. Yes, we have reliable health care for you at Great George Street Pharmacy.